Hello, good morning and welcome to Morning Brew on Politics Social. I'm Graham Hughes. Sorry for the delay there. My dad was just getting tended to, weren't you, Dad? I'm in Liverpool today and because it's my birthday at the weekend. Yay. Normally, for those of you who don't know, I think most of you watch this do know, my dad's been suffering from advanced dementia for, 10 years now, innit, Dad? Yes, he got diagnosed in that wonderful year of 2016 when nothing bad happened at all. Anyway, but yeah, for the last 5 years, my dad's been bedbound in the lounge here in Liverpool. And he has carers coming 4 times a day. This is important. I'm going to bring this into this whole election thing that's happening today, this by-election. Because, as I just said in the chat, like, the carers have come 4 times a day for the last 5 years, right? And not one of them has been born in Britain. Not one. Not one has been born in Britain. And I just don't know who is going to look after all the old people. My dad's silent generation. He's well into his 80s. He's nearly 90. In fact, he's 90 at the end of this year. If he's still with us, God willing. But yeah, the boomers are getting to his age now, and they're just getting into their 80s, so not to his age, but getting into their 80s now, and they want to vote. They want to vote to get rid of all the immigrants. And you're just like, are you kidding me? Who's going to look after you? Who is going to sort through all your stuff? So, I'll do a little bit of a bumper show today. I'll probably yammer on a bit longer than usual. Although I do have a tendency to yammer on, don't I? But want to say a big shout out to all of our friends in the chat here. We've got You're in Effect in who I've met in real life. We've got Diz in there, who I've met in real life. This is wonderful. We've got L Butterfly Effect. We've got Andy. We've got Miss Paula Thomas. We've got Sid and Saz. It was a bit of a duo, Sid and Saz. Their comments often come together. DJ Marcy Moo is in there, which is another great name. We've also got Plum in there as well. Bless your dad, Graham, and your family and the carers. Thanks, Plum. Honestly, the carers are the sweetest, kindest, most wonderful people. And I know that sounds like, you always say that about care staff, but they have gone above and beyond. They really have. Looking after me dad, and it's just it's life, innit? It's life. But the fact that you look at the polling data, not for the by-election necessarily, but just in general, and there's quite a famous one that's going around that says if only over 65-year-olds could vote, it would be like 500 of the MPs out of the 650 in Parliament would be reform, who want to get rid of anyone who looks foreign. They want to knock on door to door, armed guards, ICE, like in America. They want to shoot you if you look at them funny. They want to get rid of the Equalities Act, so they can fire you for being too old. So the pensioners who do have a job, they can get sacked because they take too long to do stuff and they complain all the time. Can't stop us. If you get pregnant, you can be taken. You can lose your job. You can also legally under refuck, under the reforms that they want to bring in. Also, and I can't make this any clearer, if you suffer a bereavement, say your child dies, heaven forfend. I mean, that is a horrific thing, the worst thing that could possibly happen. And you want to take a couple of days off to grieve your child? Yeah, they can sack you for taking they can say no, and then if you do take them off anyway, they can sack you for taking those days off. That's the future that refuck wants. That's the future for old people and for parents and for British people born here that they want. No one looking after us. They want us to work every day because this is what they're told to demand or carry out in the UK by their handlers in the UAE and in Russia and in countries that don't have our best interests at heart, I'm sorry to say. I'd love it if they did, but they don't. You're in effect not. Thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Just charging the car in the rain. May trade the EV for an Arc with the amount of rain that's falling here. Very good, Yuri. Thank you very much for the super chat there. That's very kind of you, my friend. That's the first super chat of the morning. It does remind me that we need to, I need to, you don't need to do anything. I need to set a goal, because then we can get confetti. And if you watch this show regularly, you'll know we love our confetti, especially Diz in the chat. She loves her confetti, so we need to make Diz happy by having a little bit of a confetti party. So I'll put that as a goal. The goal is the confetti, which is funny because I think you're supposed to do like, I'll take an item of clothing off if you pay me enough money or something. I don't know what the gold things are supposed to say. But yeah, I don't want to make this a big rant about boomers, like, and not all boomers, obviously. But I've just had a thing today where I really do think, because you know what, I've got the island in Panama, which I won in a competition, and now there's an indigenous family who live on it. And occasionally, I'm only talking about 4 or 5 times a year, it's on Airbnb, and you can stay there for £39, right? The reason why it's only £39, like, it's less than a travel lodge. You get an entire house to yourself, and a kitchen, and a bedroom, and an island. The reason why it's £39 is because it's the jungle, and it's uncomfortable, and there's biting insects, and I make that very, very clear. If you're going to stay there, we can't control the weather. The island might flood. It might rain every day. You might not be able to go snorkeling. You might not... And we've been given a bad review of the island by someone who stayed there. And I'm just like, every negative review I've had, complaining about the comfort levels of this, rainforest, technically a rainforest, 3.5 meters of rain a year we have on Ginger Island in Panama. And it's always people over 50. And I know I'm going to be there in just over 3 years' time. I don't care. I think I'm going to have to Logan's Run this shit. I'm going to have to put an age limit and just say, look, you can't stay here. Because if you're going to complain about getting on and off the boat without a ladder, I can't help you. Sorry. I know that's not very pluralistic of me, but, or I might just take it off Airbnb altogether because it's more hassle than it's worth, to be honest with you. Gallifreyan Rain says, oh, do you have an island? I do. Thanks for asking. Let me tell you about my island. That's what I should do. I should wear a t-shirt that says, let me tell you about my island. Or ask me about Loom. Hey, there's a deep cut reference for you. Martin, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Please don't start taking clothes off, Graham. Oh, thank you, Martin, for giving me £2 to keep my clothes on. In fact, I'll put more clothes on. Have I got any extra clothes in my bag here? I think I'll put all my clothes in my bedroom. No, I've got a sock. I've got a sock. I'll put an extra sock on for you, Martin. There you go. Pay me money, I'll put more clothes on. I need to, actually. It's quite cold here in Liverpool this morning. It was quite warm when I left Durham, which is weird. It's usually the other way around. You're in effect says, I'm 54 and still think I'm 18. Body says no. Yeah, I know. DJ Marcy Moo, some breaking news. Assisted dying bill almost certain to fail due to lack of extra debate time. That's 5 fucking lords who have held that up with 1,000 amendments that they added to it to just destroy it. 5 unelected members of our legislature doing that to us, doing that to you, doing that to me. I love me dad, but if I was in the same position as him, I wouldn't want to be hanging around for 5 years in a bed in the living room. That's not. I'd rather we set a date, we set a time, get all my family, get all my friends round. We have a little bit of a party together, and then I go to sleep and I don't wake up. Why can't I die a good death? Like why can my cat or my dog die a good death, right? But I can't. Like, where is the justice in that? Where's the fairness? And it's like, but people might be coerced into killing themselves. I'm like, people are coerced into killing themselves every fucking day. Apparently, it's not against the law. If you don't actually tell them to do it, it's not against the law. You can just drive someone all the way to that point in their life where they go, I don't want to be here anymore. And that's perfectly legal, apparently. But having a couple of doctors and a psychiatrist and a judge involved in the situation, we couldn't have that. It'd be too open to abuse. Anyway, Viper Scott, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. For Dizz's Confetti fix, absolutely. Thank you very much for the Confetti, Viper Scott. You are very awesome. Thank you. Oh, hang on. I just triggered the Confetti early. Sorry, I meant to press super chat. Let's get rid of that. Sorry. Don't get too excited. I pressed the wrong button. I meant to press this one. Hey, there you go. Oh, and Anonymous 1991 UK has just dropped in another £2 for the super chat fund. Thank you. For the Confetti fund. My dad always says, inside every 70-year-old, there's a 12-year-old wondering what the hell happened. That makes a lot of sense, because everyone on the internet is 12 now. Was the assistant dying bill in the manifesto, says Nick and Diff? No, this is a private member's bill brought by Kim Ledbetter, who is the sister of Joe Cox. The sister of Joe Cox, and she brought it in as a private member's bill, and some people in Labour voted for it, some voted against it, some in Tories voted for it, some voted against it, and I think that we should have the choice. That is it. This is not the main topic I want to talk about today, but I really do think we should have the choice in the matter. The one thing that we should own in our lives is our bodies. That's it. And if we want to do daft shit, if we want to take drugs, or want to get tattoos, or want to shave our heads, or I don't know, we want to put in contact lenses so your eyes are a different colour, or give yourself bigger boobs, or if you're a bloke, give yourself smaller boobs, or if you want to, I don't know, fucking re-chisel your face so you look like Jim Carrey at the end of Me, Myself and Irene. Fine, whatever, it's you. Do you. As long as you're sane and you're an adult, fine, just do it. What is this claim that people have over their own bodies? And I'll tell you where this comes out more than anything else. Euthanasia, abortion and trans rights. How dare you do that to your body? Well, that's someone else's body. Nothing to do with you. Nothing at all to do with you. How dare you think that you have a say over that? How dare you have an abortion? Well, look, if you're against abortion, don't have a fucking abortion. That's fine. No one's forcing you to. And all banning abortion doesn't get rid of abortion, just gets rid of safe abortions. But obviously allows the rich to continue getting abortions because they're going to fly somewhere where it's legal. Veg Pie, £2 super chat, Confetti Fund. Thank you very much, Veg Pie. That is very, very kind of you. And Viper Scott says, we put down pets that are in pain, but can he do that for a family member in pain? It would have made some of my family members pass in peace. Yeah, go to sleep and you just don't wake up. Please, that's the future I want for myself. Never mind members of my family who might want the same. And we're living with the consequences of that not being the case. Because I know my dad. I knew my dad before he got ill. And he would have well said, no, I'm not sitting there for 5 years in a fucking bed. It's undignified. It's absolutely undignified. And he's not having a good time. Are you having a good time, Dad? He doesn't know who I am. Doesn't recognise me. He barely recognises me mum, I think. He's just, And I tell you what, in the first few years of dementia, he was quite cheerful. He was just kind of I think he just thought he was really drunk. And he was just bobbing around going, I don't know what's going on. How did I get here? And he's sort of giggling about it and laughing about it. But the last few years, it's just been, he's clearly distressed. And he can't communicate that he's distressed because he can't speak. I feel quite morbid talking about this with my dad in the room, but if I could show you him, I'll just be like, why are 5 lords holding this up? What are they thinking? DJ Marcy Moon, thank you very much for the super chat. It's very kind of you. My mum has been a carer at Fife Council for a good few years now. I don't think I could do it, even though it's been a very rewarding job for her. I mean, absolutely. The most difficult thing for a lot of people who work in care, and I know people who work in hospice care, is just you make these friendships with these people who are just lovely and they've got the whole life story to tell you, and they're not with us very long. I just Miss Paula Thompson says, especially as your cat or dog can't express their choice as we can. Yeah, exactly. The dog might want to be kept alive by a machine for 7 years. I don't know. You don't know. You can't ask the dog, can you? Unless you get one of those things from Up. You know, where the dogs can speak. Scribble! Saz, thank you very much for the £2 super chat, which actually was one of the confetti triggering super chats. So thank you very much for that. So I'm gonna trigger the confetti now. Here we go. Oh, hang on, that didn't work, did it? Hang on. Oh no, don't do that, Oh my god, you can tell I'm a bit rusty with this. Hang on. We're gonna get there. Right, restart. 3, 2, 1, confetti! Yay! We did it, and it wasn't just a still. There was a bit of animation to it. You can see the confetti. Oh god, it's gonna be a long day. One day, assuming I survive the transplant and aftermath, I will have to confront my failing heart again. And at some point, treatment won't work. Who has the right to tell me I can't sleep forever? Yeah. How dare they take that right away from you? It's your body. It is your body. And it's these people. Have you noticed how the people who go on the most about trans children and how disgraceful it is, that they might consider transitioning at an early age, or they want puberty blockers? It's never the parents of trans children, is it? By and large, the parents of trans children are trying to do what's best for their child. It's always people that don't know any trans children, or just say horrible things about trans children and go, "Oh, they're not really trans; they're just autistic." Oh yeah, that's quite deeply offensive. That's a really offensive thing to say. Because you don't know. You don't know. You can't get into them. These are the people who can't even empathise. They can't even see that someone is on their knees crying their eyes out, ripping their clothes, pulling out their hair in grief. And they won't even put their hand on the shoulder and say, "You all right?" Do you know what I mean? Because they don't see it. They don't see emotions in others. This is the problem with a bunch of people in the world right now. No empathy. They can't understand. They can't take pleasure from other people's joy. If someone else is having a laugh or having a good time, that pisses them off. And if someone else is sad, they can't even tell they're sad. And if they can tell they're sad, they get off on it. They're like, I upset the right people. Hey, I own the libs. Hey, listen, there's a new, I believe there's a new Louis Theroux documentary. Louis Theroux, love the guy, privately educated, of course, because he's on telly. But he's going into the manosphere. That'll be a really interesting one. Ivan, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Disabled people like me who are not elderly need carers too. Yeah, exactly, mate. And this is why the whole refuck thing of like, oh, we'll thanks for the super chat, mate. The whole thing of like, let's make it so there's fewer carers, and the only carers that are British carers, and it's going to be a case of the whole thing's going to become privatised, which I know we both disagree on. I mean, we need the government to take mental health more seriously, and also, the care sector needs help, needs support. Hey, listen. So just to go back for a moment onto, I'll restock the confetti cannon. Hang on, just one moment. Yeah, Dad. He's just lying in bed going. Anyway, so I was talking about Louis Theroux, right? He's going into the manosphere. Oh God, I watched this video yesterday. It was brilliant. It was on TikTok, right? And it was one of those stitches where someone put someone else's video up, and someone else's video that was up was this guy, and he was like going on about the fact that he'd been going to the gym for 2 years, like every fucking day, and now he's jacked and he's got a 6-pack and he's got pecs and stuff. And he put a picture of himself on like Instagram, right? And he got 47 replies, all from other men. And he was flipping out, going, I did all this. I spent 2 years in the gym making myself better, and only a single woman noticed. And I'm sitting there going, and the person who stitched the video was like, yeah, mate, women don't care. The only people who are interested in the fact that you've gone to the gym and you've got a 6-pack is other men. That's it. Now, if you're gay and you go for a particular type of gay man that might be attracted to that, then cool, I guess. But if you're trying to pick up women, like, this is the toxic manosphere boiled down to just two bits of advice. Get yourself a 6-pack and treat women like shit. And I'm like, they're 2 ways to just literally not pick up. Like, trust me on this one. Trust me on this. I should do this, you know. I should do the pickup artist thing. I should be like the international pickup artist, the international man of mystery. I don't think Kat would be too happy with me, you know, talking about this. But, like, seriously, come on. Like, I just, the toxic manosphere is so, I mean, if it was just like men need to better themselves, men need to do better, men, you know, then maybe there'd be an argument, you know, that they're helping in some fucking way, but they're not. All they're saying is women are shit, and you need to deform your body in some way in order to pick up women, and you need to treat them really badly. And you got these guys on like you know, making videos going, if a man does the housework, that is emasculating, you know. And I'm like, if you live on your own, I'm pretty sure you've got to clean the place. So you're telling people who are single, who are like having to clean their own place because they're single and they don't have someone else to do it for them, and it does go to that thing of like, there's a lot of men out there, not all men, no, actually all men. There's a lot of men out there who don't really want a partner in crime. They don't want a friend, do you know what I mean, who they live with and have sex with and have a good time with. What they really want is a mummy. They want another mum who can look after them and make them a cup of tea in the morning and do all the dishes and do the hoovering and do the washing up and change the kids' nappies. There's men out there who don't change nappies. That blows my mind. Right, so we've got people, men, right? Men will not change their own child's nappy. Their own child's nappy. Never mind their nephews or their nieces. Their own child's nappy. No, not doing that. And yet, the same person, a few years later, once the child has flown the nest and they get a child replacement in the form of a dog, they'll walk around behind the dog picking up its shit. Isn't that weird? Do you not find that weird? I find that fucking weird. I'd like a shit machine, please. Oh, what does it do? It runs around and it shits everywhere, and then you have to pick up the shit. Oh, good. Do we get a little plastic bag to put? Yeah, you get a little plastic bag. You feel the warmth of the shit, and then you put it in a bin. But I'm not changing a nappy. No. I'm not doing that. That's disgusting. Fucking hell, man. I bet, just between you and me, I bet you know someone who's like that. I absolutely guarantee. They might even have a dog now with the kid. You know, you never know. They might. I'm not changing nappy, but I'll follow my dog around picking up its shit literally off the pavement. To be fair, if you spend all your time at the gym, you're probably not very available to a potential girlfriend, and women understand that. I've changed plenty of nappies, says Martin. I wasn't having a go. I'm talking about a particular type of man, Martin. Obviously, not you. Caring for family members, a full-time job and very hard work, says DJ Marcy Moot. Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. I've told you the story, and some of the people who've been on it here for a while would know this. But when my dad first got diagnosed in 2016, right, I came over, and then I was here for a few months in 2016, and then I went back to Ginger Island. And then I came back in the March of 2017 for two reasons. One, I was planning to come back anyway, but I was actually planning to come back a bit later on. But Theresa May called the snap election, and I had said that I would stand against Stephen Twigg if he voted to enact Article 50. I wrote him a letter, you know, saying, I will stand against you if you do this bloody thing. Stand with the Tories, you know, walk through the division lobby with the Tories to activate Article 50 without any proviso, any plans, any amendments to protect the rights of European Union citizens living here and British citizens living in the European Union. And the other MPs, the other 3 or 4 MPs in Liverpool, they voted against activating Article 50. They voted against the Tories and Refux flagship policy being enacted. Whereas my MP, who at the time was Stephen Twigg, it's Ian Byrne now. He here in Liverpool. He voted with the Tories. I couldn't believe it. And I said, I'm going to stand against you in the next election, because I helped get them elected. I was part of the Labour group here, and you know, we selected him as our candidate for the 2010 general election. I think it was 2010, maybe it was 2005. I don't know. He lost his seat in Enfield. He had Enfield South, was it, when he beat Portillo? Remember that? Anyway, so I get back, and obviously my dad needs care, and I'm back here. in the family home in Liverpool, and I applied for carers allowance, and honestly, it's fuck all. It's like £70 a week or something. It's not much money at all. I applied for it, and even though I had been paying tax in this country, any earnings I had made out of any media appearances I had done, or any videos I'd made or presented, had gone into my British bank account, and I have an accountant, or had an accountant, and I paid tax. I paid tax in this country. I did, and any work that I did was officially in this country. It wasn't in any other country. It wasn't technically working in any other country except this one. Yet, because I spent too much time out of the country in the previous 3 years, after 6 months they took to work this out. They said, no, we've had a look at it, and we decided, no, you can't get the carers allowance. And we talk about means testing, and I know that I've talked about means testing pensions, right? Because 1 in 4 pensioners are millionaires, and I know this really upsets pensioners when you mention this. But like, I'm cash poor, I'm property rich. Well, sell your fucking property then. Fine, whatever. You don't deserve 12.5 grand off the fucking taxpayer if you are on a final salary pension of fucking £30,000 a year and you own a fucking £1 million house. I'm sorry, if you're gonna have means testing, have it, but means testing, a lot of the time, it actually ends up costing more money to means test than it does to just give everyone the thing, especially when it's like food for children. When kids, the kids' meals, don't means test it, just give it to everyone like they do in London now on the city card. Just give it to everyone. Then you take away the stigma, and the waste of time and effort, the 6 months it took them to say, no, you can't have this £70 a week for carers allowance for looking after your dad, because a tenner a day, because we've looked into it, and we've done all the we've done the equation, and basically you're 3 days short or something. Do you know what I mean? You can apply again next year if you've stayed in the country for a year, and I'm just like, oh my god. But yeah, not great. Goose Springsteen, thank you very much for the £10 super chat. It's very kind of you. Did you see the super cynical green by-election flyers in Urdu that are making Labour look pro-India by showing Starmer with Modi? It's sectarian politics at its worst, trying to show Labour as anti-Pakistan. I didn't actually see that. I think I heard about something on the grapevine, but I haven't seen it myself. If that's true, that's really fucking shit, because you're right, it is just sectarianism. I don't know why they would think that was acceptable, and they might get into a bit of trouble about that. Who knows? But there is this idea that the Greens are all lovely people who are very nice and kind and generous and want the best for the world and the planet, and I'm sure that is true for many of them, and I know Zach Balansky, I'm not Betty Mate or nothing, but he seems like a decent guy to me. He really does. But there are some people in there in the Greens, just as there are people in Labour and there are people in the SNP and Plaid Cymru who are just cunts. Sorry to say that word, but they just are. They've got this like tunnel vision that they, But we need to talk about this. But before we do that, I just wanted to say, yes, it is being a carer, looking after someone. It is a full-time job. It really is a full-time job for certain people. I just the fact that the successive governments don't seem to value this is mind-blowing, because you think about how much it costs to pay people to come house to house and look after people and come 4 times a day and all that kind of stuff. It'd be a lot cheaper to just let people do that themselves, but then value it as a job. And I've spoken about that as well. The way we value jobs is really fucking weird, right? Because if you care for somebody else who's not your blood relative, that's a job. Whereas if you care for a blood relative, that's not a job. You don't get paid for that. You can't put that on your CV. If you do your own dishes, that's not a job. It's your own dishes, right? If you do your neighbour's dishes, they pay you. That's a job. You clean your own house, not a job. Clean your neighbour's house, it's a job. There you go. You're a cleaner now. You can be paid. You pay tax on that. Pay as you earn. You decorate your own house, not a job. You decorate your neighbour's house, it's a job. Well, actually, I say that, but then if you've got a buy-to-let mortgage and you've got a property that someone else is paying your mortgage off for with their labour, apparently painting it like once every 17 years is that's hard work, that is. You don't know how hard it is to be a landlord. I read an interesting article today before we get into the by-election. So I'm going to be Kenneth Williams here, going like Pompeii. I keep going off on these tangents. But yeah, I read up in Northumberland. There is a town up there that was at risk of becoming like I think it was over 2/3 of the houses there were rentals, holiday rentals, and the residents are just like, no, this is ridiculous. Second homes and holiday rentals, and they've actually turned it now so that if there's any new property built, there's been new properties built in the last couple of years, and you have to be a full-time resident to move into them, and we need more of that, especially in places like Cornwall, where the entire villages are just been taken over by second homes. So you've got all these empty properties. You've got the tourism people coming in the summer, but in the winter you got these ghost towns essentially. SG, how come the left fight dirty with each other, but they can't fight the right in that manner? Then they cover all rules based. Yeah, that's a really good question, SG. That is an excellent question, and thank you for the super chat. It's bloody maddening, isn't it? Isn't it maddening? Like, why not? Why? Yeah, yeah. Stacker Noob says it should be illegal for any campaign literature to be in a non-native language in this country. Yeah, I know that sounds a little bit like, I don't like hearing people on the train talking in a different language, but it's not that, is it? It's not that. You're heading towards sectarianism if you do that. And look, it's absolutely fine if you want to put out campaign material that's in English and Urdu and Hindi and Arabic and Swahili. If you want, that's fine. I've no problem with that at all. Ethiopian, brilliant. It's got little dancing men. Aramaic. Is it Aramaic? I don't know. But yeah, the having it in just one language. Yeah, that does seem a bit stoking up racial divisions, stoking up religious divisions as well, and ethno-nationalist divisions. And I don't like the flavour of that. That leaves a bad taste in my mouth, I've got to say. Don't get Graham onto AI. That's Martin. All right, calm down. Gallifreyan, I'm surprised the minister for the former minister for the 19th century hasn't joined Refuck. Oh, are you talking about Rees-Mogg? His hideous sister was on the TV the other day, just being hideous. She was trying to defend like Prince Andrew. It's unbelievable. Your granddad was a trucker, love. Stop getting ahead of yourself. Do you believe that Farage ever took public transport? No, I believe he took a fucking helicopter. I've just been hanging on for some hope, but not seeing it except in Wales with Plaid Cymru. They haven't said or done anything yet to annoy me, says Nick Indiff. Well, that's the thing. We've talked about this, haven't we? You do anything, you're going to annoy half the people. And that's the problem. In a democracy, we need to get things down really to a much more local level, a much more regional and local level, because then people feel like they're being listened to, because it's the equivalent of going in to a pizza place and then, you all have to have the same pizza for some stupid fucking reason, but only like 2 of you want that particular pizza, but the other 4 all vote for another type of pizza. So it's like, well, 1 vote for each of those pizzas, but 2 votes for that one, so we're all getting the broccoli pizza. Broccoli, carrots and sprout pizza. Anonymous, Rees-Mogg lives in my village. He is hated here, says Anonymous. Thank you very much for the super chat, my friend. And Viper Scott Graham, Scotland has a bill on second home that has to be lived in for a minimum of 6 months by the owner. You pay 2 times council tax, if I remember rightly. That's brilliant. That's really good. That's what we should be doing in other places. Well, fucking everywhere, as far as I'm concerned. Eat that fucking broccoli pizza, motherfuckers. But yeah, it's been to the detriment of it's very much been to the detriment of these areas where you're seeing a ghost town, an effective ghost town. I could go for some cheesy broccoli, says Gallifreyan man. If I was in Gorton and Denton, I'd be tempted to spoil my ballot. Well, DJ, that's the problem, isn't it, though? I mean, we can't let refuck win, and because of the rivalry between Labour and the Greens, it looks like they might end up letting refuck win, which is why I was asked them on my WhatsApp groups last night. Who do you think's going to win? Just for fun. I didn't want to. I didn't want to say. I didn't want to jinx it. I didn't want to jinx it. But yeah, I'm realising I'm looking quite sort of a little bit overexposed here. So I'm just going to take that down a bit. Well, that looks like I'm in a film noir. Just a little bit lighter. I don't want to look like a light bulb. He's got he lives in a massive house. That doesn't surprise me. Surely the priority has to be ensure Deform UK doesn't win. Yeah, but Labour, anyone from Labour will tell you that the only way to do that is to vote for Labour, and then the Greens will tell you that the only way to stop them is to vote for the Greens. So yeah. I just hope that Labour / Green voters actually go and vote. Be really pissed if refuck get in by a few votes. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Anyway, I used to live there. I used to live in Levenshulme, which is covered by that constituency. Only for about 6 months. Old Levy. Yeah, I had a bevy in Levy. They've got a really good restaurant there called. Well, they had. I don't know if it's still there. The Everest Nepalese restaurant. Highly recommended. Gert Apple doesn't recognise my pirate lingo. Hey, whatever. What? So let's talk about this by-election then. Obviously, 50 minutes in to the show. What is even happening? Someone sent me a message. I don't know about that. Someone sending me a message. Why are people sending me messages? Cool. Here we go. Sorry. Just bear with me for one hot second. There we go. Okay. Right. We're getting there. Bear with me. Labour. Gorton and Denton. A safe seat on paper. 51% of the vote in 2024, which is less than 2 years ago. So it was only about 18 months ago. 51% of the vote with 13,413 votes. Historically, a Labour stronghold for decades. It's been Labour for, I think, over 100 years. And although the current constituency boundaries are only 2 years old, nearly 80% of the voters backed parties on the left in 2024. Okay, this is why it is going to be quite devastating if they go the other way now. I mean, that will be a real harbinger of what is to come. So I'm going to have to light myself up now. I've gone too dark. I've gone too film noir. But to brighten up my day, Miss Paula Thomas has dropped a £5 super chat in the super chat fund. That is very, very kind of you. Thank you so much. If refuck win, it will be because Labour blocked Andy Burnham. Yeah, I think there's a lot of factors, Paula, and I think that's one of them, certainly. But I also feel like, actually, if they had not been so shit in government, that would have really helped. If Starmer hadn't been so shit that Andy Burnham thought that, well, maybe he needs to be replaced sooner rather than later. Do you know what I'm saying? If refuck hadn't got all that money from foreign oil oligarchs and crypto billionaires, then, they wouldn't be in such a strong position that they are in. There's a bunch of factors. I don't think that Andy Burnham is the only one. But I think that they had Andy Burnham as the option. They would have voted for him. He would have won by probably over 80%. But that would have, as Phil and I discussed on the show when we were talking about that, it would have opened up Labour to the possibility of losing the Manchester mayoralty for Greater Manchester, the Metro Mayor. which would be devastating, absolutely devastating for the plans for the North, up here for the Northern Powerhouse, for net zero, everything, because the fuckers, that's not what they want. They want to destroy the planet, they want to destroy our green and pleasant land, they want to pump our rivers full of shit, they just want to make everything awful. They want to make everything absolutely bloody awful. That's their plan, that is their raison d'etre, as they say. Yeah, they're just not very nice people. What can I say? They're not the best. They're not sending their best. So yeah, not great by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, I'm just, I don't know why the surround for me is black. I've just realised that it's all black. It's all, there you go, that's better. That looks more better. It's supposed to like that. I know it's not scrolling because my computer like goes, oh no, don't make animations happen. I'm freaking out. Oh, we got 2 super chats in a row. That's very exciting. Oh, we got 6 out of 5. 6 out of 5 super chats. Thank you very much for that. I've not seen that before come up on the totalizer there, but we got 6 out of 5 super chats. No such thing as a safe seat anymore. 2019 and 2024 prove that. Yep, absolutely, couldn't agree more. DJ Marcy Moon, thank you very much for the super chat. Goose Springsteen with an incredible £10 super chat. That's very kind of you. On loneliness, women under 30 tend to be higher earners versus men due to uni. Most understandably want a partner who earns as much or more, is equally educated. It's aggregate. It's a recipe for loneliness. I was actually talking about this with Kat on the way here yesterday, right? And she earns way more than me, like way multiples of what I earn, right? And I fucking love it. It's great. I'm incredibly proud of her. This is someone that I've known, since we were kids, and she's done so fucking well for herself. It blows me away. She's so competent, and I'm attracted to competence. I like it when people can actually get shit done and get it done well, because I'm a bit pernickety. Do you know what I mean? And she managed to, despite being profoundly deaf, she managed to get fucking fantastic GCSE A-level results, go to university, go to one of the best universities in the country in Durham, and she could have gone into Oxford or Cambridge. She didn't want to go there, and she studied physics, and she got a BSc, an MSc, and then she got a PhD, and she's actually Dr. Cat, and I'm glad she took that route in life. She earns a shitload of more than I do, but the freedom that gives me is just immeasurable. It gives me the freedom to do this. I couldn't do this with you each morning if it wasn't for her. She's the wind beneath my wings. And what's the problem with that? Like, it's a partnership. I don't feel emasculated. I don't feel like I'm less of a man. I get to do what I want in my life. It's not my priority to, I don't know, make money for someone else. except for Daddy Google, obviously. We did really well there. We got 6 out of 5 super chats, which is kind of crazy, but we did that, so that's good. So I'm gonna have to unleash the confetti cannon. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, confetti! Yay! Thank you very much. That's very cool and groovy and sexy of you. So thank you very much for doing that. Awesome stuff. What dangerous games are the Greens been playing? Asked DJ Marcy. Well, they're sending out flyers in Urdu to be read by people who have got Pakistani heritage, saying that that Starmer's busy mates with Modi, and putting a picture of him and Modi up in a local fucking election. It's got nothing to do with that, but like, that seems to me that you're stoking racial, partisan, ethnic nationalism, bigotry, and tensions between the communities, the Pakistani and the Indian communities in Gorton and Denton. I really dislike that. I really dislike that. It leaves a very bad taste in my mouth. People like what they like. However, for many men, they have an inbuilt desire to be the provider. You may think it's primal stroke primitive, but you can't suppress human nature instinct on a population level. Yeah, well, I'll do like the stuff I've done around the house. I mean, God, you should see our basement now. It looks fucking amazing. Our garden when we moved in was just a It was just a yard. It wasn't a garden. It was just a gravel yard, but not like nice gravel like outside a stately home. It was just a gravel yard. And because our house used to be, I don't know, fucking shop or a pub or something back in the Victorian days. Yeah, I've transformed the whole thing. I've just put a proper fucking lawn in, massive sleeper wall and patio and some decking and you know, landscape the place. You know, so you know that I've provided in other ways, and also, you know, look, taking care of the kids. So yeah, there's more than one way to be a provider in a family unit than earning shitloads of money. In fact, it's probably better that I have the free time that I do to spend time with the kids, with the family, and with the, you know, sorting out the house and doing all that kind of stuff. That's providing as well. And I don't know. You just got to find what you're content with. And I'm very, very content. I'm not particularly jealous. Do you know what I mean? And it'd be difficult for me to be jealous because I've done all the stuff I wanted to do. Like I'd completed my fucking bucket list before my 33rd birthday. I was like, okay, well, I'm all done now, so just nail me to a cross. I was like Alexander the Great, weeping because there were no more worlds to conquer. Like I'm just like, okay, what next? I don't know. I think I'll have a reverse midlife crisis and give up my island in in the Caribbean to become a suburban stepdad in Durham. But enough about me. I just splashed coffee on my face. Oh, that wasn't good. Oh, sorry, Martin. I've taken my glasses off. I put them back on. A glass is technically an article of clothing. I've got coffee on my glasses. It just splashed up from my cup. Hang on. Let me clean my glasses. Shit. So cool, Graham. So cool. Yo. Got to get ready for my appointment, says Ivan. Yeah, Ivan, take care of yourself, mate. I know you're having struggles at the moment, and honestly, if the you know, the social media world, if it's becoming a bit much, like, don't worry about taking some time out, because even not watching this, because, like, you know, your mental health, your health has got to come first above everything else, and you can't help anyone else until you make sure that you're in a decent place yourself. It's a cultural construct. What is Confetti? Yeah, it wasn't a flyer, it was a brief image at the bottom of a video, and from what I saw, manipulative still, but probably requires less approval than upload to print, and you really had to pay attention. Well, this is the weird thing, right? I want to talk about something as well. I mean, I do want to talk about the ins and outs of the by-election, which I'll come to in a moment, but, like, let's just talk about this for a second. The media today can't really talk about the by-election. And when I say the media, I mean, like, the old school media, like the newspapers and the radio. This is why they invented Mystery Hour on James O'Brien's show on LBC, because they had an election and they couldn't talk about politics. Right. That doesn't cover social media. Social media, you can do what you like. It's an absolute Wild West. I think it needs to be regulated. I really do. Put your own oxygen mask on before helping others, says Andy. Yeah, and Ivan says, thanks, Graham. No, I honestly, that is the best bit of advice that's been given to me. I'm just imparting advice that was given to me, that you need to be okay before you can make other people okay. I think there's a lot of us who are sort of driven by this raging sense of justice. Like, we want things to be fair for as many people. Well, for everyone, actually, for everyone, because a billionaire having $1 billion fucking dollars isn't fair. It's just not fair. Their entire existence isn't fair. Since leaving PlayStation, I've taken a back seat earnings wise, but have done so much more on the family stuff and transformed 2 houses, current one and the old one to sell. Find it more rewarding. Yeah. Honestly, mate, I've finished the room downstairs. Just basically yesterday, the day before, and it was brilliant. And do you know what the best thing about it was? Right, so the downstairs was like a basement utility room, and it was horrible, and the paint was flaking off the walls, and because it's like a really old house, it's stone. It's stone, like it's sandstone at that, so that's all flaking, and it wicks up all of the moisture in the water. So we had to do a lot of things with getting the damp out and stuff like that, and doing all the stuff that needed to be done. The electrics. Right? So what I tend to do is I'll do as much as I can, and then when it's the bit that if it fucks up, it's going to cost us a lot of money, that's when I call up our mates who can, my mates who can plumb, or my mate who's a qualified electrician, and I'll just say, can you just come and sort this out? And if you do it that way, it's kind of cheap. If you get it all sorted out. So, for example, we put in an extraction fan down in the basement, right, and to get rid of the moisture. And my mate who's an electrician, he said, listen, mate, if you want me just to put the fan in, right, it'll be 100 quid, right? But if you want me to drill the hole, it'll be like 300 quid, because it's going to take me hours to drill that fucking hole. So I'll tell you what, I'll lend you me drill, right? And you drill the big fucking hole through that 2-foot wall of stone, and I'll just come in at the end and just wire it up for you. And I went, all right. And it's just very satisfying. But also skills that I learned, not just DIY skills I've learned, throughout my life, but also skills that I learned on my island when I was over there with the solar panels and building stuff. Stuff I learned from Marcus from All Shorts was just incalculably good. I mean, he is a genius when it comes to carpentry. Like, he can just get a twig and he'll go like this, and it's a Fabergé egg, and you're like, how the fuck did you do that, Marcus? He's really, really impressive. He's a really good guy. And he learning from that as well. And just being able to do your own kind of stuff in your own house and make it look like you want to do. But the kids came down, and they were like, this is brilliant. And they stayed in the new room, like watching the TV. They were fighting over a bloody chair, because they both wanted the fucking chair in the basement. And I'm like, jobs are good. And the worst thing would have been, spent 6 months fucking doing up this bloody room, fixing all the bloody damp problems, and getting the new timber out, and getting someone in to plaster the plasterboards and stuff. And then the kids come down and look around and go, oh, this is shit, and then walk out again. That would have really sucked. But yeah, there is satisfaction to come of that. And then that is a provider. And also, in our household, I'm a funny fucker. I provide the fucking laughs. Or I like to think I provide the laughs. I provide the squeaky tanks. What more does a family need? But yeah, everyone brings their own thing. Gotta say as well, Kat's pretty fucking handy when it comes to DIY and stuff as well. She built a fucking wall in the back garden. She built a fucking wall, stone wall. Anyway, Marcus is a top bloke, and what's that? Sivant woodworking. He's just, honestly, the things that man can do with his wood. No, he's the guy's a genius. Such nice people from Refuck. Smile on our faces, but sneer behind our backs. For fuck's sake, yeah, they do. Okay, so let's just talk about. So yeah, I just wanted to mention the fact that it is a bit weird that we have these rules about politicians appearing on the TV or on the radio, and having to mention, whenever the BBC doing a thing, that they have to mention all the other candidates, but on social media it's just a free-for-all, right? So in America at the moment, there was a story about Stephen Colbert wanting to bring on a candidate in an upcoming election or whatever, and the IP, what's it, the IPC, is it in America? What's the thing that regulates telecommunications in America, their equivalent of Ofcom, said, no, you can't have this guy on your talk show because there's an election going on. And they're like, okay, we'll put it online then. More people watched it on YouTube. So yeah, that was James Takamaka or something, Takamenko. I forgot his name now. Anyway, let's get back to Gorton and Denton, because I've been streaming for an hour. I may as well start talking about it now. FCC, that's it. SG, I was trying to remember from the Eminem song where it says the FCC won't let me be. Anyway, so if a seat like Gorton and Denton is genuinely competitive, it signals not just fragmentation on the left, but also volatility in these very working class urban areas. This is not a marginal. If it behaves like one, there is something structural that is shifting. As was said earlier, like, I don't think there's any such thing now as a safe seat. So the geography of this is in South Manchester. It straddles Manchester and Tameside. It's a mix of working class neighbourhoods, student areas like Levenshulme, diverse communities, and long-standing Labour loyalties. There is a a significant Muslim population there, and this is relevant given the recent campaigning around Gaza, and this is why having an image, putting out an image of Keir Starmer meeting up with the Indian Prime Minister Modi is problematic. It is problematic, but reportedly on Reform's target list of constituencies, this is 440th on that list. And just have a think about that for a moment. I'm really fucking competitive in this one. Now, we need to get the message out. And the outcome of this election is going to really turbocharge our mission to make sure that Refuck do not win this next election, the general election coming up in 2029. If Reform can win in Gorton and Denton, then their reach is much broader than expected. But it is had a little bit of a spoiler because the Greens have been putting up a good fight here in this constituency, and also Labour have been shit. So you got three different factors there all coming together to create what is going to be one of the closest by-elections between three different parties for a very, very long time, if ever. It shows that urban progressive the urban progressive vote has fragmented, and if Labour lose, this signals that that they are in real trouble here. Real trouble. No safe seat. Must have been the broccoli, carrot and sprout pizza. Very good, Yuri Infectanova. See what you did there, mate. So yeah. Just do that. No, thank you. Bloody animation not working. So there you go. So I'm just on the Ticketmaster website at the moment because tickets for general admission, tickets for Wolf Alice in Manchester, Newcastle has just gone on sale. Sorry, 10 minutes ago. It probably won't sell out for a bit, but I'm just making sure that I do get these tickets. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, do you know what? Oh, don't do this to me. Do not do this to me. Oh, I see. I pressed the wrong button. I pressed add a new card, which I wasn't supposed to press. Let's do that. Okay, right. So sorry, you're sitting with me while I'm buying tickets for a gig. They went on sale today. Let's have a look. In the Park, Newcastle, pre-sale tickets. God, they're 50 quid each. Jesus Christ. And then place order. Okay, cool. Please complete the section. Yes, protect my ticket. No, I don't want to protect my ticket. Why would I want to protect my ticket? Go away. I've read and accepted the ticket masters, blah, blah, blah. Event partners. No, I don't want to hear from lostminds.limited. Just give me fucking tickets. Jesus Christ. It never used to be this hard. I'm old enough to remember when you could get Glastonbury tickets by going to Probe Records, on the corner of Slater Street and Wood Street, I think, in Liverpool city centre. You could turn up in just a week before Glastonbury and pay £53 and get yourself a Glastonbury ticket. Them was the days. Yay! We've unlocked a complimentary case of 6 exclusive Six Nations beer from Beer 52. Claim your free case now. Free cancellation. Okay. You've got to pay £7 postage. £7 postage for 6 exclusive Six Nations beers. That does not sound like a bargain. I am not going to claim my beer. Yeah, just bear with me. All right, so I've got the tickets. I need to let Kat know that I got the tickets. Oh no, Femi. Sorry, I just got a message off Femi. He's not having a good time of it right now. If you could give some love to Femi, please do. He's having a fucking shit time of it. quite a few of my friends are having a shit time of it at the moment. So, you know, a bit of love will go a long way. But yeah, I'm just gonna text Kat to let her know that got ticks for Wolf Alice. Yes, fucking love a bit of Wolf Alice. Right, best new band. I don't even new now. They've got 4 fucking albums. Hardly fucking new. But yeah, they've been around for a long time now. But not as long as the other stuff. Anyway, so done that. What else did I need to do? Sorry, I was talking about. Talking about Gorton and Denton, wasn't I? Jesus Christ, Graham, get your fucking head in gear. Right, cost me £8 to see Metallica in '88 at the Manchester Apollo. Ugh, saw some fantastic gigs at the Apollo. Some fucking fantastic gigs at the Apollo. Protect your ticket, as in we can sell your financial service to ensure a thing that should be protected by consumer rights. Yeah. Oh, there was a reformer. Hello, reformer. Well, I think you've had your messages deleted. I think maybe you've been silenced. You got SS in your name, which is a bit of a giveaway. Classic reform voter. Why would old people vote for reform? Like they want to vote to get rid of all the people who are gonna like look after them in their old age, which they're in at the moment. Maybe they don't realise. Maybe they just don't think like beyond. I don't like brown people. It's like, well, when they're the only people who are going to come and wipe your arse, then I think then you know, it's Hobson's choice, isn't it? Maybe you're just, you know, die lonely with no one to come and help you. You know, shitting yourself. That's the future that the refuckers want. Seems like an odd thing to want for yourself and your society and your community and your country, but you know. Don't forget for 1 second that Richard Tice, who lives in the UAE, lives in Dubai, where they wake you up at 5 a.m. with the call to prayer, the Muslim call to prayer, and also all the food is halal. It's very hard to get hold of alcohol, and yeah, it's all a bit shit. There's a ring at the door. I'm gonna have to go and answer that because there's no one else in, I don't think. So I'll be back in a moment. Here, watch the intro sequence. Oh no, apparently my brother's in. I just found out. Okay, so I'm back. In their heads, they're 12, remember, Graham? Yeah, I suppose, yeah, that does make a lot of sense when you think about it. Okay, that one was getting booted immediately. That's fine with me. Now that person might be watching this, right? In just like a wave of frustration and anger, based on the fact that they really wanted to you know, talk and make their points that we've never heard before, because we don't live in a world where the male newspaper exists, and they can't now. They're like a eunuch at an orgy. They just have to stand there and watch. I hope they're getting wet at the bus stop. They sit at home and watching GB News all day. Yeah, Gammon Box News, the replacement for Russia Today. Russia Today disappeared and Gammon Box News appeared. Did you notice that? Happened about the same time. Funny that, isn't it? That was the best gig I've been to. Changed my life, man. Although Bruce Dickinson's a bit of a dick, isn't he, these days? He's turned into a refucker and a Brexitter, hasn't he? Just realised tomorrow's agenda is going to be a very interesting one, says Grim. Yes. We're going to be picking across. We're going to be picking the carcass. The carcass, I tell you. See, the results might not come in till like 3 or 4 in the morning. So I'm just yeah. Cool. It's Sharia law. Yeah. There's another point. So you get the call to prayer at in Dubai. This is where Richard Tice lives, and he wants to turn Britain into this. He wants to make it so you get the call to prayer at 5 o'clock in the morning, waking you up. All the food that you eat is halal, which is fine, but you know that means no more English full English breakfast, because there'll be beef sausages, not pork sausages. And yeah, he wants a Sharia law. Because that he had the choice. He's very, very rich. He's from a very rich family. Richard Tice, as nearly everyone who runs Refuck is. You know, they have the opportunity to go and live anywhere in the world. They don't have to live here, and so the ones who don't have to live here don't actually live here. So he lives in Dubai along with his privately educated girlfriend, Isabel Oakeshit. You're not supposed to live with someone that you're not married to, though, and they're not married. So I don't know how that works. Maybe they have a special dispensation. But yeah, he wants to bring Sharia law to the UK. I don't know if that's ethnically divisive for me to say that, but it just does seem a bit odd. Seems a little bit odd that the party that a lot of racists and Islamophobes are voting for are the party that are like, yay, I love living somewhere that has Sharia law. That's the way you do it properly. Same sort of people who say, oh, do you know what we should do? We should do what they do in Saudi Arabia and chop the hands off people who steal. What? Yeah, we should chop the hands off. Now, that means that they can't do anything after that. Then they're going to be unemployed for the rest of their life, probably, and need someone to help look after them in their day-to-day life. Well, they should have thought about that before stealing something. Oh, shit, it turns out they didn't steal someone. It was a case of mistaken identity. Can you sew the hands back on now? Sorry, they're gone. Okay, cool. Should we have a country like Iran or Saudi Arabia where they still routinely kill people for being gay? That's the future that Darren Grimes wants. Darren Grimes, the deputy leader of Durham County Council, he wants a future where, he's put to death for a bit of public entertainment. I'm sorry, but what is going through refuckers' brains when they vote for refuck? Probably not a lot. I don't think a lot goes through these people's brains at the best of times, but the future Britain that they want is basically Saudi Arabia. They should go to Saudi Arabia and see how fucking miserable it is, and then come back to me and say, yeah, that sounds great. More of that, please. We have Jewish courts here in North Manchester. Yep, the Sharia courts as well. If you have a civil case and you want to sort it out within your community, then I have no problem with that whatsoever. But don't make me go to a Jewish court. I'm not Jewish. Don't make me go to a Sharia court. I'm not Muslim. It's fine. On TV when you got Judge Judy and Judge Rinder, right? You do realise that those shows, right, that's actually legally binding. That their judgments are technically legally binding. There's a civil case. They put it before a judge. Who's, in Rob's case, he's not even a judge. He was a barrister, a criminal barrister. Just. That's it. You're allowed to do that within the context of our law. You can appoint an arbiter. It's like if you work for a company, they may have an arbiter to resolve disputes between employees. That's fine. You could call it Sharia if you want. Doesn't make any difference. You both agree that you'll go behind an arbiter, go between an arbiter, and go behind. That'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it? Go in front of an arbiter, and they would, their decision is binding, and you go, okay, we'll agree to whatever the decision is. In the same way that you write a fucking contract for someone, and you sign it, that's a legally binding fucking contract, technically. It just seems mad to me that that people don't really understand this. They seem to think that, well, it doesn't seem mad to me because people are fucking idiots, but some people are idiots. Not all people are idiots, but the ones who go, oh, they've got a bingo of a Sharia law here. It's like, well, you don't have to do it. They're gonna have gay marriage. You don't have to marry another person of the same sex if you don't want to. No one's forcing you to do this. And it's this idea that it's not enough for these bigots to not want to watch a TV show or it's not enough for them to not want to watch a movie. They have to. They want it to not exist. They want everyone else not to be able to watch it as well because they dislike it. And like music, I don't like this rapper. I don't like this drill performer. He's all violent lyrics. Okay, well, don't listen to it. That's fine. Don't listen to it. It's okay. I'm sure they're not going to be playing it on Radio fucking 4 anytime soon. Or Radio 3, I guess. That's the classical one, isn't it? Arbitration is a good way to resolve disputes without courts being involved. Yeah. This is the deal. You sign a contract, you say, whatever the arbiter decides, we will go with. And that's the deal. Wish my neighbours would get marriage mediation, screaming rows that go on for 20 minutes or more, exhausting. That's pretty grim. I'm sorry you have to put up with that. Hearing people shout is very discombobulating. Dysregulating. I really, it can be quite upsetting when people do that, and I really wish they wouldn't. But yeah, arbitration is a good way to resolve disputes without getting courts involved. Absolutely. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Marriage mediation. Don't want marriage mediation. You're not even married. Yeah, but if I was, I wouldn't want it. It's the same. It's exactly the same. Reformers are too thick for Radio 3. Be some local shit listen to. Hits Radio 498. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about this by-election that's going on. So how did we get here? Andrew Gwynn resigned. Now Andrew Gwynn, who I interviewed in the Three Blokes in the Pub that I did, the pubcast that I did a couple of years ago. So if you want to watch me sit down with Andrew and have a beer with him, you can in a bar in Manchester. He was a government minister, but he was the health minister. But he unfortunately decided to go a little bit over the top in a chat group in a WhatsApp group. Come on, we've all been there. And he uttered the phrase in the chat group, not to a constituent. He didn't say this to her face. He was just saying, wouldn't it be funny if I could say this to her? But he did say, fuck your bins, which is one of the most funniest expressions of all time. Of all time. I mean, that if you're going to get three words together that are just absolutely fucking, S-tier genius, fuck your bins, I feel, for your money is pretty fucking hilarious. But obviously this was a private conversation, wasn't meant to get out to the public, but it did. And so he had to resign as a health minister. So he was a backbencher for Labour, and he had been under investigation for these offensive WhatsApp messages. But he actually resigned on health grounds in January, and this created a vulnerability in this previously safe seat. It was triggered by a by-election at the time of national Labour turbulence. There's an old story, sorry to go off on another tangent, but it's just what I do. Ernest Hemingway was once challenged to write a tragedy with just 6 words. 6 words could he write a tragedy, and he did. And his 6 words were for sale, baby shoes, never worn. Really famous line, that Hemingway came out with. The fucking guy was a genius, miserable bastard. I mean, have you read For Whom the Bell Tolls? Jesus Christ, I just as you think, it can't get any fucking worse. More miserable. I mean, it's just like, spoilers for anyone who's not read it, right? Okay, spoilers. So just cover your ears for a minute. At the end, right, he's basically run away from fucking war, right? He's in Switzerland. He gets his lover is pregnant, right? And then she gives birth to his kid, and the baby fucking dies. She fucking dies. And the main character, who is basically Hemingway, goes to the fucking pub, and then that's the end. He goes to the pub to drown his sorrows, and I'm like, what the fuck? You're reading the book going, is that it? Is that, what? What did I learn? Anyway, the reason I'm telling you this is because someone pointed out there is actually a tragedy that you can tell in just 3 words. 3 words, which I think is incredible. Like, use of the English language to tell an entire narrative with just 3 words is quite impressive. And the 3 words are milk in first. And the tea drinkers out there know exactly what we're talking about. I mean, with coffee, yeah, actually do put the milk in first, because coffee doesn't need to be as hot to infuse. But yeah, if you put the milk in first with tea, you fuck the tea. You may as well just, I don't know, just smash it on the ground. You might as well just pour fucking cyanide in it and just be done with it. Just kill everyone with your fucking tea. Don't put the milk. Anyway, on the way over yesterday, me and Kat came up with a tragedy in 2 words. 2 words, which I think is more of a tragedy than Hemingway's baby story and the tea story put together. And those 2 words, and if you know, you know, are Android Auto. If you know, you know. I'm hoping that there'll be one person in the chat who'll go, yeah, that's a tragedy. Oh my God. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. If you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, I envy you. I honestly envy you. Ignorance is bliss. Honestly, I would love to reset myself, my soul, my whole being, the essence of my being, to a point where I didn't know what Android Auto was, or what it did, or what it was supposed to do. Anyway, Sheffield C says, Graham, I agree, milk lasting. Yes, absolutely. Once you know how strong you've got I like my tea very strong and very milky. I can do it in one word. Reform, says L. Yeah, that is a tragedy in just one word. That's quite impressive. Yeah. L, you win! A tragedy in one word. Very good. Anyway, but yeah, fuck your bins as a 3-word slogan. I mean, come on. Who wouldn't vote for the fuck your bins party? I would. Imagine if someone came out on a podium and instead of it like stop the boats or get Brexit done or whatever 3-word slogan, it was fuck your bins. And it's just... Oh, I'd love it. I would love it. The FYB party. What does FYB stand for? It stands for fuck your bins. Anyway, so he left. He's triggered a by-election at a time of national Labour turbulence, because obviously Starmer's not looking to set in his position as leader, but there doesn't seem to be anyone waiting in the wings who can really take over. I'll tell you what's a tragedy. Folks who think birds are mammals. One angry pagan there put me... Birds, they're not mammals. They're not mammals. Damn it, Graham, I'm about to install an Android Auto system. Don't want to know anymore, says Martin Hamo. Good luck. And may the odds be ever in your favour. Lord Binface. Fuck your bins with Lord Binface. That'd be amazing. Anyway, so, we mentioned before about Andy Burnham being blocked, and obviously he wanted to stand in this, and Starmer personally intervened to stop him. I mean, well, there was a vote in the NEC, and I think the 12 votes, I think 11 of them said no, and I think that was more to do with the worry that they will put there'll be another election which would be dead expensive for Manchester, for the Manchester mayor, Refuck might take it. A councillor in Manchester was selected instead, called Angeliki Stogia, and she seems all right. I don't have any big fucking beef with her or anything. The Green candidate seems all right. The fucking Refuck candidate though, Matt Goodwin. Oh God. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a moment. Oh, Viper Scott's getting off. See you later. Bye, Alistair. Bye. It's pants, says Martin. Sorry, Viper Scott. Yep, it's pants. It is just awful. Fuck your bins, says Viper Scott. I just love it. Birds are warm-blooded, aren't they? But they're also egg layers. Yeah. Apple is fine. I cope with it. I just don't update it when it wants me to. I just let them fix the crazy first and update before the next update comes out. It keeps me sane. Update the force, Luke. Adobe One Kenobi. This was huge when Andy was blocked, because Burnham is locally popular. He's recognisable. It created internal party tension, not least in Manchester itself. And if Labour loses, that decision will become central to the post-mortem. Even if Labour win narrowly, questions will remain why they handicap themselves. And as we say, it might just be as simple as the fact that they knew that they were going to have to go through a mayoral election if Andy took over at that point. I honestly, if I was advising Labour and they would fucking listen to me, which they won't, but I would leave Starmer in place until 2028, until the end of Andy Burnham's term as Mayor of Manchester, and then he should run as an MP in 2028 and take over the party in the September of 2028, ready for an election in the May of 2029. George only, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. What has Farage done for Southend as their MP? Southend, I thought it was Clacton. He's a Clacton MP. But yeah, nothing. But they still love him. You go there and you ask people, like, are you happy? And like, yeah. Stood up in Parliament today and he said that the Maldives should be given Diego Garcia for some reason. Didn't make much sense to me, but there you go. But yeah, what's he done? He's not turned up. He bought a house for his girlfriend in old Clacton, didn't he? 800,000. Didn't have to pay stamp duty because it was their first home. Funny how you can make it, pay for an £800,000 fucking home with on the wages from being a waitress. I need to get a job at that bar. Yeah, so Labour's in trouble, isn't it? Like, the Labour government's less than 20 months old. The polling is under 20% nationally. Refuck is leading nationally in some polls. The Mandelson scandal is obviously hanging over Downing Street. Starmer has already faced internal discontent with Anas Sarwar, the leader of Labour in Scotland, actually saying that he doesn't want Starmer to be the leader anymore. And then he turned around and went, "Who's with me?" And everyone went, "Yeah." And now we have this election. It's a referendum on Starmer's leadership as much as local issues, and Reform have momentum. They won the Runcorn and Helsby fucking by-election by 6 votes last May. Runcorn and Helsby is way more likely to be stomping ground for them than Gorton and Denton, and they are positioning this by-election as a referendum on Starmer. And their candidate is Matt Goodwin, he's hyper online, he's controversial, he's polarising, he's a twat, he's just a gobshite, he's just an absolute fucking gobshite. I think he did his PhD or his studies on like far right groups, and just a not a very nice person, just not a good person, just not a kind person, just not a person who has like the best interests of people at heart. And he's not a Manc, he's not from Manchester. He's got nothing to do with Manchester. He was parachuted in. Farage has been visible in the campaign, and targeting non-voters, which is what they did during the Brexit fraudurendum. They got people who never voted before and said you can make a difference now if you vote today. And Reform are not necessarily winning Labour votes directly, but they're mobilising disengaged or protest voters. Meanwhile, the party that does seem to be taking votes from Labour directly is the Greens. With Zach Polanski claiming that they are neck and neck with Reform, which is difficult to say either way, to be honest with you. And I don't want to blow smoke up your arse and go, the Greens are definitely going to win, or Labour's definitely going to win, or Refuck are definitely going to win. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It could go at one of 3 fucking ways, and there might only be a handful of votes in it. And I wouldn't place a bet on this. Would not place a bet, not even a fiver. You've got their candidate is Hannah Spencer, who's a plumber and a Trafford councillor. They've had over 1,000 activists coming on there to do quite a heavy ground campaign in Gorton and Denton. The letters to every voter. They've made outreaches in the mosques there. They've given out multilingual leaflets, and they're framing Labour as the spoiler. The Labour are framing the Greens and saying don't vote for the Greens because then it will allow Refuck to get in, and they're saying exactly the same thing about Labour. And but the interesting strategic shift here in this particular election is the Greens are behaving, possibly for the first time ever in one of these high-profile by-elections, like a party that believes it can win, not just a protest vote. And then we've got Labour have been quite aggressive in their campaigning on this. Starmer has personally visited, which is unusual, but he should have done that in run Cornyn Helsby, but he didn't. They're framing it as a two-horse race, as Labour versus Reform, and they've done attack ads, especially on the Greens' drug policy. And the messaging is very much, if you vote Green, you're wasting your vote. You're effectively giving a vote to refuck. And this is, prime ministers rarely campaign in by-elections, especially when they've got 150 fucking seat majority. I mean, why do they care? But there's a lot of stake here. If Labour comes third, that will be an existential crisis. If it loses narrowly, it will be an existential crisis for Keir Starmer. If it wins narrowly, then it will be a temporary reprieve, but no strategic clarity. But also, they've got these elections coming up in May. We've got the Senate elections for Wales. We've got the Scottish parliamentary elections in Scotland. We've also got another load of local elections, which are going to elect councillors for a year all over Britain. It's going to cost 66 million at least for the extra ones that there's 30 councils now that are having to run council elections. They were going to postpone them till next year when the boundaries are redrawn, but refuck to court, and we're having to pay for all this fucking refuck. And this seat is Labour's, right? This is important, right? Gorton and Denton is Labour's 7th safest seat. I mean, if they can't win this, this is pretty fucking bad. This is pretty fucking bad for Labour if they can't win this. But also, we've got a story here that's emerging of fragmentation. We may be watching the collapse of two-party dominance. The Tories aren't anywhere to be seen in this election. It's all refuck and the Greens and Labour. In fact, the Lib Dems, I mean, where are they? Where are they? You're seeing this emergence of the Reform right populist bloc, the Labour sort of centralist establishment bloc, and the Greens, who have been going after now the urban progressive bloc, and the Greens win. Progressive votes may permanently feel progressive voters may feel permanently liberated from Labour. Finally, I've got someone else to vote for, but if refuck win, we're really going to have to start thinking about tactical voting a lot more and making it work and making it fucking work. Because Labour's entire anti-reform strategy relies on progressives will unite to stop us, to stop the right winning. But if the Greens beat Labour, that theory collapses, doesn't it? And if reform win, despite these warnings, also that theory collapses. So Labour, for what it's the lines that it has tried to get elected on here will look really, really stupid if Labour don't win. Also, for the Greens, this is dangerous for the Greens, because if the Greens come third in this, and they've said we can definitely win, and Reform win, Labour comes second by just a few votes, it's not going to look good for the Greens. And as I mentioned before, I don't think that any tactical voting sites should be saying at the moment whether to vote Green or Labour. I know they are, but I that would not have been my decision. It's too close. I would say vote with your heart. Cover my bases, because you don't want to look, before the local elections, or the Scottish and the Welsh elections, before the general election, you don't want to look unreliable. You don't look like you've backed a tactical vote that ended up coming third, because that's not good. That's really not good. Then we've got the just 10 weeks until the elections in May, and this by-election will set the sort of the tone of those elections going into them. And if Labour loses, you've got the narrative of terminal decline of Labour accelerates. The reform surge looks real if they win. And the Green insurgency it will be emboldened, and if Labour wins, the narrative will shift to like the collapse was overhyped, and it would sort of put the kibosh on both Reform's momentum. In that respect, that they could win a very, very safe Labour seat, but also the Greens would struggle to claim a breakthrough. They're making a breakthrough if they don't win here. But and one of the things with first past the post, I mean, they could lose by 2 fucking votes, and it could look really shit for them. So the first scenario is that refuck win, okay? And I don't really want to think about this, but we do have to kind of mention it, don't we? This will mean that Reform's poll lead translates into real votes in areas that are, there's a lot of immigrants living, or descendants of immigrants living in these areas. If they're prepared to vote in someone who stands for a party, specifically want to stop people getting nationalisation here, stop people coming here in the first place. They want to deport families who they feel have been here too long. They want to target people who don't look British and white and are Christian. They've said that they, national policy, they want to stop churches being converted into mosques. Why anyone who's Muslim would vote for refuck is just beyond me. But I can see why Islamophobes might vote for them. It would also show that Farage's ground operation is working. And it would take, I mean, obviously the knock on Labour and the Greens. We will enter a world of recriminations tomorrow. If we wake up, right, and it's refuck 1, Green 2, Labour 3, or Labour 2 and Green 3, and they're very close, there will be vicious recriminations. And obviously the more questions about Starmer's survival. And Reform will prove that they can win outside traditional target areas, and the logic of tactical voting will be damaged, because tactical voting will only work if you are certain that you can actually come first in this, rather than take votes from another party that would have otherwise won. Reform have normalised themselves as something like a durable political parliamentary force, especially if they win this election. Labour will be pressured to move further right or rethink entirely. And I know this fucks us off. I know everyone in the chat is like, fucking Labour, why would they move further right? Are they fucking idiots? But here's the thing. Labour will win here in West Derby. This is a very, very safe Labour seat. They'll win in Walton. They just will. It's the safest Labour seat in the country is in North Liverpool in Walton, right? It doesn't matter if they get 35% of the vote, they'll win. If they get 80% of the vote, they win. The prize is the same. So the trick is not necessarily going after the votes on the hard left, on the far left, because it's not about taking those votes for granted. It's just the only way you can win power is by appealing to the centre ground. I'm sorry, that's our shit system. That is our shit system. If we had a fairer electoral system, where the Greens and Lib Dems and Labour could get 60% of the seats, the vote, and therefore 60% of the seats between them, and then form a coalition government, that would probably be a better way of running things. It probably would be. But as things stand, there is no point, and we saw this in 2017, we saw this in 2019, people saying more people voted for Labour than ever before. And I'm like, yeah, but in the wrong places. They weren't in constituencies that would have delivered an extra Labour MP. And you need those MPs to get a majority, and you need that majority in order to actually do any of the things you want to do. Otherwise, it's just a wish list. It's wishful thinking. The point of a political party is to win power. It's not to virtue signal. It's not to necessarily do the right thing. It's to fucking win power. And the Tories know this. This is why the Tories, in the last 100 years, 66 of those years, we've lived under the Tory government. And only a third of those years, we've lived under a Labour government. Because the Tories are an election winning machine. Which has been had the wind knocked out of its sails by the last election result, when they were down to 121 MPs. They're now down to 116 in the House, which is a ridiculously low number for the Tory party. And I don't know what's going to happen in the next few years. Maybe they will join with refuck. Maybe that'll happen. The second scenario is a Green win, which could be very interesting. It means a progressive realignment. It means that Labour no longer automatically will be the home of the anti-fash voters or the anti-right voters. The urban seats nationwide become more vulnerable for Labour. And the consequence is Starmer's leadership will be deeply wounded. MPs in London and university towns will panic. Labour MPs, I mean, and the Greens will gain credibility as real parliamentary challengers. And we'll see a structural shift if that happens. Well, British politics begins resembling multi-party continental systems with tactical voting reconfigured, and it's not automatically going to be Labour in a very safe Labour seat, which is going to be mind-blowing. It's going to be very difficult for the tactical voting sites if the Greens win. It's going to be more difficult for them if they don't, after saying vote for the Greens. But if they do win, it's going to be difficult as well going forward, because who do you tell people to vote for? What I think, cards on the table, gun to my head, I've got to make a decision. I've got to say what I think is probably going to win. I think that Labour might squeak it by 4 votes. I mean, it will come very, very close. They might squeak it. What that means is the ground operation is still formidable for Labour. The Labour activist base has been mobilised in this case, and the Prime Minister has actually gone to Manchester. Then Labour can tell the narrative of they can spin the narrative of the reform momentum being overstated. They can talk about the Greens not being the insurgent group that they think they are. It would mean that Starmer would survive in the short term, at least till May, and that would make the leadership challengers delay their moves, and Greens may claim moral victory if they come a close second, which could be an interesting result. And all things being equal, for the how can I put this? Just for the chill of the nation. The chill of the nation. Just so the nation is very chill, right? A Labour slight win above the Greens and refuck being far behind would probably be the best outcome. Just for stability wise, because if we have to get a new Prime Minister, it's a fucking ball ache, mate. Like, honestly, and then we'll probably have to do it again once Andy Burnham comes in 2028, which is probably the plan. Another Prime Minister. But he had fucking 17 Prime Ministers in the last 10 years. I don't want another fucking 20 odd. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, if the majority is under 1,000 votes, or even 100 votes, or 10 votes, it shows that the structural fragility of Labour at the moment is being exposed. This is one of the safest Labour seats in the country, a seat that they won comfortably just 20 months ago with over 50% of the votes. The Labour are still, even if they win, they're still facing the May bloodbath, which I'm sure no one in Labour is looking forward to. Now, there's another scenario here, which is the nightmare scenario, which is Labour in third place, behind refucking the Greens. That is really, for Labour, the nightmare scenario. That means that the Burnham decision becomes a catastrophic error. Starmer's authority is completely shredded. He'll have to go. If they come third, I think that it's the writing's on the wall. They may hang on to him until after May. It might be an idea if we can change him before May, because he might get a bump with a new leader. But it does sort of signal that Labour is circling the drain in some respects, which is crazy when you think this is a party that 20 months ago won a election with just an insane majority of seats. An absolutely insane, like 150 fucking majority. Kind of fucking crazy that. But yes, the immediate effects of Labour coming third would mean that the leadership plotting will intensify, and then the media narrative will be spun, as always, for Labour suffering from terminal decline. Also, it will fuck things up, right? And you got to think about this as well. We get all quite passionate about our own political beliefs and what we would like to see happen in the world. There's also this issue. Business hates instability. Having lots of different leaders, lots of prime ministers, having a Brexit referendum, having Boris Johnson go on about Peppa Pig fucking world, it's really bad for investment. And if you look at the if you look at the chart for inward investments from outside into the UK, right? In 2016, it was around 96 billion pounds. It was an insane amount of money, an absolutely insane amount of money that was coming in. And then we had the Brexit vote, and that money just, you can see it on the chart, it just goes, honestly, it just drops like a fucking brick, right? And it's because uncertainty. What was Brexit going to look like? What was our future going to be? Blah, blah, blah. As a result of that money not coming into our country from other places, not as a result of that investment disappearing, and then as a result of the European Union investment in places disappearing, there's a lot of places now that are worse off than ever. They're worse off than they went 10 years ago when people in these places voted for change, because their lives were pretty shit at that time and they wanted them to be better. So they voted for change, and unfortunately that just meant that a lot of money was taken out of the system that could have come in from abroad. And so we'll have another similar situation with that if we have Labour bickering amongst itself about who's going to be the leader. It will impact money coming in, therefore the economy, therefore it will affect the bond market. Do you see where I'm going with this? And any knock to the economy, the British economy, plunges more British people into poverty. And that's what the fuckers don't seem to know or don't seem to care about. The fact that they want to have their own little fantasies about getting rid of all the immigrants and having these unfunded tax breaks and all this kind of stuff. And we saw what happens when you try and pursue that kind of shit with Liz Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng's mini budget, which blew a £425 billion black hole in our pensions in this country. The bond market went fucking crazy. And so nature abhors a vacuum. Politics or investment abhors instability, and this will lead to more instability. And that's another reason why I'm kind of hope Labour win this, even though I do think they should take a kicking. Maybe if they only win by a few votes, sends the message that they're not going in the right direction. I really don't think they're going in the right direction. My worry is, right, if they lose, and they lose badly, they come third. We have instability from the leadership shenanigans that will no doubt come from that. But also, Labour might not learn the right lesson. And rather than going, oh, we lost all these votes to the Greens, maybe we should try and get some of those left-wing votes, they'll say, no, it's refuck. Refuck are the problem. We need to go after those refuck votes, so we need to be stronger on immigration. And I have one question for any blue Labour type that says something like that. I'm like, how did that go for Joe Biden, eh? How did that go for the Democrats? Because he was quite tough on immigration. Does anyone know that? Did anyone care? Did they fuck? But yeah, Runcorn was decided by 6 votes. And analysts are saying this is too close to call. And I'm saying that as well. I'm not an analyst, but I'm not an acrobat. I cannot perform these tricks for you. The analysts are not giving from Labour, the Greens, and Refuck, like all 3 parties have got a very good chance of winning this. Very good chance. It's 28%, 27%. On every poll, that's sort of, I know it's very difficult to poll these kind of things, but it could come down to just a handful of votes. Small turnout variations could decide it. It's why the ground game matters. It's why non-voter mobilisation matters. I think we'll see a surprising number of people turn out for this. I think it will, for a by-election, a mid-term by-election, I think there's going to be a surprising number of people that turn out. I think more people might turn out for this than turned out for the general election a couple of years ago. I know that sounds like that doesn't happen with by-elections, but this could be massive depending on which way it goes. Whether Starmer stays on as leader, whether the refuck surge is real. I mean, imagine refuck taking a Labour seat that is their seventh safest Labour seat in the country. That is crazy. And if Refuck win, or if the Greens win, we may be able to call it and just say that, you know, this is the beginning of the end of Britain's two-party era. And we'll know by 4 a.m. tomorrow. You know, it might this by-election, a fucking by-election in South Manchester in a very safe Labour seat could end up having ramifications, could send ripples out in all directions for years to come. As a non-party affiliated progressive, I really don't care who wins as long as it isn't Refuck. Yeah. I mean, who are the bookies' favourites? Any ideas? I think it's all a bit of a muchness. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Odds for Gorton and Denton by-election. Okay, so we've got... Oh, you might have to help me with this. Oh, God. I'm going to get adverts now for gambling for the rest of the fucking time for looking at this, aren't I? Shouldn't have done that. Okay, so... bet 4? What does that even mean? I need someone who knows... I need someone who knows what the numbers mean. So, green. Oh God, go away, cookies. Okay, so according to Sky Bet, the Greens are on 4-9, right? Refuck are on 10-3, and Labour are on 9-2. So presumably, if you vote for the Greens and you spend £9, you'll get your £9 back plus £4, right? Whereas if you vote for Refuck, you give them £3 and you get your £3 back plus £10. So they seem to be a longer odds than them. And then Labour, you put down £2 and you get £9 back. So yeah, Greens are ahead in terms of the bookies, if ever I'm reading that right. One angry payment. I don't gamble. I only gamble when I know that I'm going to win, which is not really gambling, is it? But there you go. I get gambling ads despite never gambling, says Harry Flashman. Yeah, and Nick and Diff says I get gambling ads despite not visiting any gambling sites. DJ Marcy Moo, I'm working until 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, so I'll be keeping a close eye on the results. I might do a show. I might do a 4 o'clock in the morning show. It depends how my dad's getting on, because obviously I don't want to wake him up at 4 in the morning to do a show. But there is a chance. There is a chance. So I'll tell you what, my friends, if you would be so kind, if you haven't already done this, if you could subscribe to the channel and then hit the bell notification icon, I might do a special. I may do a special. You never know. I don't understand bookies odds. Well, it is 100 to 1, Diz, and you put £1 on, right? That theoretically, I know because you have to pay tax and shit, so it doesn't quite work like this. But you put £1 on, and if your bet comes in, you get £100. That's 100 to 1. Okay, so that's easy. That's easy. So it's 5 to 1. You put £1 down, the horse comes in, you get £5, right? But then it's a bit more tricky when it's like 4-9, and you're like, how does that work? But I presume that it works. That if you put £4 down, and obviously you're dealing with fractions here, so I guess you can't have it to 1. But yeah, you put £9 down on the bet, and you'll get £4 back, as well as your original stake. So yeah, whereas with Labour, if you put £2 down, you'll get £9 plus your original stake. So I mean, 9 to 2 is as close to 1 to 5 as possible. It's kind of like that was that would be if you put £1 down, you get £4.50 back, but they don't do decimals because obviously it's a fraction, isn't it? So yeah, I think that's right. Why the hell are odds in fractions? Well, they're not really a fraction. It's like it's 9 to 2, isn't it? So you put £2 down, you get £9 back. If it's 200 to 1, you put £1 down, you get £200 back. So if Advanced UK or the Conservatives or the Lib Dems win and you put £1 down, you will get 200 quid. We also get ads for dating, men and women, muscle gyms, cryptocurrency, all kinds of nonsense. YouTube thinks I'm a 20-year-old lonely gym bunny who works in finance. That's licking this. I escaped the UK 3 years ago. Now when I look back, holy hell, news is just negative all the time, says Biological Nerd. Well, I mean, there's been some systemic problems in the UK that have been put here by the fact that the private school fucking elite who've run the place for years, decided at one point they weren't going to put competent people in roles. They were just going to put their mates in roles in government, and we weren't getting competent people. And something I find very attractive is competence. That's why I don't find Tories very attractive. 9 to 2 is 4.5 to 1. Yeah. So basically you put £1 down, and so 9 to 4, it's that would be 0.3 to 1 or something. So you just get a third of your bet back. So if you put £1 down, you get £1.33 back. Whereas if you vote for take the Labour vote, the Labour vote's just changed. It's changed to 4 to 1 now. That's easier. That's easier to work out. So if you put £1 down for Labour and they win, you get £4 back. So there you go. So that's good. That just changed, which really helps. So and obviously Reform are currently at 10 to 3. Sorry, 3 to 10. Sorry. So you put £3 down and you get £10 back. Okay. Complicated. Anyway, so yeah, let's see what happens by that time tomorrow. I did say I was going to do a bumper show. We're coming up to nearly 2 hours here. That sort of helps, says Diz. Thank you to everyone who's chipped in there with how the odds work. The idea is the second number that you see after the slash is your stake. It's usually 1, because that's easy to work out, isn't it? And then the big number, the first number, 50, 100, 200, whatever. That's how much you'll get if you win. So that's 0.25 odds to Labour thing. I don't know. Have a look at Polymarket. They're easy to understand. Looks like a green landslide, says Paula. There's odds on a green landslide. Okay, let's have a look. I've not been to Polymarket before. Do you know what? I'm gonna start a new incognito tab because I'm a bit worried about going to these places and the adverts that will follow me around for life. Polymarket, world's largest prediction market. Okay. Will the US invade Cuba? Wow. So okay, Gorton and Denton, by-election winner. Green Party are Hannah 69%. That's pretty strong. Margin of victory less than 3%. See, that's the thing, that the margin of victory situation there is less than 3%. Yeah. I don't really know how this works. I've not been on Polymarket before. I'm just looking at it. Let's go into the papers. I know how they work. I won't feel so out of my depth. Let's go and have a look at the papers. We've got the Times over here. Epstein used UK as hub to traffic scores of women. Police investigating up to 60 private flights, which is horrific. We talked about this yesterday a bit. 60 private flights coming into the UK, not just into our airports, but also into our RAF bases. Unbelievable. Facilitated by a member of the fucking royal family. And I really hope there's a picture of a member of the royal family on the front cover of one of these newspapers, because otherwise we might forget. Oh, there she is! There's the Queen meeting Paddington Bear. Thank God for that. Jesus. I thought for a horrifying moment we might forget what she looks like. NHS incentivised to wrongly record babies' deaths as stillborn. This is a real scandal going on with the NHS and with patient care, especially with the fact that if you're black, if you're a black mother, you're more likely, way more likely to suffer problems with in labour, and the result of the death of either the baby or of the mother is much more likely if you're black. And that is just like, what the fuck? How can that be? How can that be the case? How have we got here? We've got the Mirror here saying don't let hate win, obviously pushing for Labour. We've got a Commons mistake, story behind Mandy's flight risk blunders. And this is mad, isn't it? That Peter Mandelson, absolute fucking crook, selling British state secrets to this billionaire financier, paedophile over in America, and it's Lindsay Hoyle who's getting all the grief for saying to the police, I think he's going to go to the UK Virgin Islands, the British Virgin Islands. We'll move on. We've got the Alistair Heath there. The Greens evil campaign shows us how democracy dies. All right, keep your tits on. Are you keeping your brain young? Take our quiz. Doubling cash for NHS had no impact. Ex-Tory minister admits handling an extra 100 billion to health service was a waste. We've got Met exposed Hoyle as source of Mandelson tip, and the Met shouldn't have done that at all. The Met are so fucking useless. Alignment with EU is where the magic happens, says Minister. Yep, couldn't agree more. Let's align so much that we actually rejoin the EU. That's how much aligned I want to be. Starmer Chagos deal descent into chaos, and out of this world spectacle for stargazers. A rare alignment of the planets will be visible this weekend. Not from this country because it's covered in fucking clouds, but whatever. We've got John Lewis scraps £500 million housing plan, and we've also got new evidence reignites Saracens' salary scandal. Nice bit of alliteration there from the gobshites at the Daily Telegraph. Talking of gobshites, here's the Daily Mail. I've started to believe in my daughter's memory of dying in a past life. Okay. Is Prince of Darkness up to his old spin tricks? Yes. Okay, moving on. Look who's popped up on a surprise royal tour. It's Meghan Markle. Okay. Or Meghan Windsor, I guess her name is that. I don't know. Meghan Sussex. Yeah. Look who's popped up. Look who's popped up, eh? Is it someone who hung out with a billionaire paedophile? No. Done nothing wrong. I love Meghan. Do you know why? Because she boils gammon piss, and that makes me happy. Gorillas get on my wicks. So there you go. And then we've got Daily Express. Just say no. Don't reward French for boat failures. Okay, whatever. Damning report exposes scandal of maternity unit cover-ups, which is the story that was covered in the other thing. There's the absolute gobshite that is Donald Trump there, and the people behind him trying to hold their noses because he stinks so bad because he just shit his pants. Met apology for revealing Hoyle was the tip-off source. Fucking, you don't. I mean, can you imagine, like, in the bogs at the House of Commons, you know, in the Palace of Westminster, that someone's written like, Hoyle is a grass, Hoyle snitch. Yeah. And then we've got a nuclear deal in reach, says Iran, as talks begin again. We've got Tracy Emin's second coming in the Eye. We've also got that in the Tate Modern in the Guardian, if you're going for that kind of thing. And then we've got UK wants right to ban cruel foods in Brexit trade deal. I'm assuming they're referring to foie gras there, which is it duck pate? Is it duck or goose? And they make it by fattening up the liver of these geese or the ducks, or it's ducks, isn't it? It's a bit grim. It's a bit grim. Reeves, Andrew must pay back any misused taxpayer money. Police believe there was a real risk Mandelson
would leave the country ahead of arrest, as Met apologised to Speaker over tip-off blunder. The Chancellor says Mountbatten Windsor should reimburse the public purse if he is found to have misused funds and amid allegations of profligate spending. Yes, I concur. He should have to fucking pay it back, the gobshite. High rollers, there we've got a huge cannabis factory in town centre casino. High rollers, because they get high from taking the drugs. I'm sorry, that is brilliant. That is well done. I bowed down to the Metro today for the pun of the day. High rollers, because it's a cannabis farm in a casino, and someone who spends a lot of money in a casino is called a high roller. And when you get really high, when you take drugs, you get high, and also you roll. That it works on so many levels, because you roll the cigarettes, you roll the jazz cigarettes, don't you? I sound like a granddad now. You get your jazz cigarettes out, lads. But there you go. Fun for all the family. Speaker tipped off police Mandelson was a flight risk, which we've discussed. Meghan scores on visit to Syrian children in Jordan. Syria children in Jordan refugee camp. That's mind-blowing. So the story in that other paper saying, look who's popped up, as though she's just turned up to a fashion show or a fucking premiere for a movie or something. Look who's just popped up. Like, she's just appeared on fucking Saturday Superstore or something, or she's on the couch with fucking Wogan. But no, she's actually in a refugee camp in Jordan, doing good things. But you wouldn't know that from the front cover of the fucking rag, would you? Whichever rag it was it the Express or the Mail? One of those fucking rags. Fucking rags. I hate them. No Financial Times today on tomorrow's papers today, which is a bit weird. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's a bit weird too. Anyway, so, what am I doing now? I'm going to go there. Okay, so, what are we doing? I think it'll be fun. I don't know. Do you want to hang around for a little bit, or do you all want to piss off? Let's have a look at what people are saying in the chat. Sorry, I couldn't see the chat properly then, because I've only got one screen now. Let me just adjust my wellies, please, if you don't mind. Get rid of this poly market. What the hell is this poly? Oh, because I was looking at the odds, wasn't I? I realise as well now, looking at myself, I'm completely overexposed. Ugh. Okay, let's just turn down my ISO. There we go. Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to fuck around. This is what happens if I press auto exposure. You see? That's not great, is it? That's not... Yeah, I'll do it myself. It's all right, lads. I'll work it out myself while I'm bloody shooting. While I'm shooting myself. Oh God, I'm too bright now. Right, there we go. That looks about right to me. I'm not happy with the white balance. The white balance. It's supposed to be auto white balance. I seem to be going very, very yellow. But if I turn that off, then let's see if I can make myself a bit more blue. God, there's not much in it, is there? It's like yellow, blue. Yeah. I could do with holding up something white to the screen. That's the way you normally do this kind of thing. Let's have a look. There you go. Let's hold up something white. That's how you're supposed to do the white balance, right? White balance. Show the white to the screen, and then press that off. No, you're supposed to keep that. I'm yellow now. Why am I so yellow? Stop making me yellow. Stupid camera thing. I'm the same as you, Nick and Diff. I say I like Meghan because it riles up the right wingers. I don't really have much of an opinion on her, but watching the Tory reform Stuart rage is quite the sight. It's beautiful, isn't it? Isn't it a beautiful thing? Let's hang around for a bit. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, right? If you fancy this, does anyone fancy a game? Should we have a game of GeoGuessr? Come on, should we do this? Should we do this quick? I didn't think that this still worked, but you apparently get 3 three free games a day if you don't pay for it. I don't pay for it, obviously. So do you want to join me on this? Do you want to join me on this? You can tell me to fuck off and go and do your own thing if you want, but I think this might be fun. Should we do this? Come on, I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. Are you ready? I only get 2 minutes to try and work out where I am, which is always fun. So yeah, let's do this. I'll make that a bit bigger, actually. Put it in the screen a little bit better. Where's me? I usually have like a white background. There's no white background. Look, my white background's gone. That's not good. Where's my white background, you bastards? But yeah, it'll be alright. It'll be alright. You can do with a bit of shonky graphics for a moment, can't you? Should we do this? I love GeoGuessr and Rubbish at it, but I love it. Yeah, me too. Okay, should we do it? We're gonna do it. Here we go. Right, GeoGuessr. Right, we've got 2 minutes. Come on, hurry up. Oh, India, almost certainly India. Almost absolutely 100% India. Let's have a look. Alkio. Don't know. There's a sign. Let's look at the sign. For those of you who have not done this before, Kawanko. So, actually, no. It's not India. And I'll tell you why. Kano. Bayo University. Kano. Where have I heard of Kano before? I've definitely heard of Kano. It's in this looks right, so it's definitely not India. Definitely not India. I'm gonna tuk-tuks. Do you know I'm driving on the right, so yeah, definitely not India because they drive on the left in India. I was thinking Pakistan, but I'm looking at the people and I think this is North Nigeria. Okay. Kano. Oh, can you see that? Oh, it's not okay. You can kind of see it. Just above my head here. I've got to try and find Kano. Oh, there it is. Brilliant. We did it. Where do you reckon we are? It was a university, wasn't it? Is there a university here? 16 seconds left. Got 16 seconds left on the clock, so you can't actually see the clock. 9 seconds. Oh, bollocks to it. I'll just do it there. Guess. Oh, fantastic guess. I was 4.2 kilometers away. Sorry about that. I actually kind of messed that up a little bit because I couldn't get to the I had 1 second left. There you go. So that's where we actually were. I can't see the university. I'm sure it said university or something, didn't it? Or was it just a school? I don't know. Well, there you go. That's kind of cool. Right, what I'll do is I'm just going to adjust the I am just going to adjust my wellies here because I realise that you can't actually see the top of the thing. Oh, what the hell? What? Why are you not showing the whole? That's a bit weird. It's not showing the whole of the window, you know? It's cutting the top off the window, right? But then when I go to filters, there's no effect filters to do that. That's a bit odd. Oh, well, never mind. Well done, everyone. I think we did all right there. Thank you, everyone in the chat, screaming at me. It's kind of the village. You should check out Time Guessers. It's GeoGuessr, but across different years. That's kind of cool. I'm just going to try and see if I can adjust this because you can't see the top of the screen here. You can't see the top of the screen. So just give me one moment. I'm just going to do a quick window capture. Yeah, okay. Select window to capture. GeoGuessr. Cool. Okay, and then we'll say okay to that, and then just give me a moment. Sorry, I'm sort of faffing around here. Okay, fit to window, and then we will let's see. Let's see what we can see. My friends and me. Okay, we'll do that. And we will do that. Okay, and we'll get rid of that. And then we'll move this down. Sorry, I'm just changing things, the setup here. Oh, that's why I couldn't change it. Oh, God. Sorry, don't mind me. I was just a bit discombobulated. Yeah, I think that's kind of good enough for you. To be able to see, I'm exceptionally sorry that I'm having to faff around here a little bit for you to enjoy this. It should be this should all be done. Like I am gonna have to sack the person in charge of my production because just the production quality is not quite what it should be. But let me just crop the top because you don't need to see where I've been hanging out on the internet, do you? Okay, come on. Sorry, this is really slow. But there you go. Okay, right. Now close that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, if I move across to this, you'll be able to see the very top and the bottom, so you'll be able to see the time, which I feel is important for some reason. Okay, so let's do it again. We've got another 2 to do, and we've got 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go. Doesn't matter, Graham. Just play. Okay. All right. Here we go again. Right. Next. Okay. We've got Europe. Barcelona. Tapineros. Let's have a look. Change. This looks like the Rambler. This looks very much like El Rambla in Barcelona. If I had to guess now, what does this say? Urban thing. Is it the Rambla though? Does look like Barcelona, my friends. It looks very much like Barcelona. Let's keep going. Where the Sephora, Intersport. Got this bit down the middle here. The Rambler's getting all pedestrian. Oh, that looks so much. Oh, come on. What? Oh, come on. I'm like, yeah, this has got to be Barcelona. I'm gonna just if I can find it on the fucking map. Here we go. Look at that. And do you know what? I might be able to find the fucking road I'm on if I'm lucky. It goes down to the water here. They'll carry the marina. How long I've got? 44 seconds. It just goes down to here, doesn't it? Where is it? Where's the fucking Ramblers? Ramblers. Oh, that's it. Is it? There's the Plaza. Oh no, that's not it. Damn it! Come on, Graham. 27 seconds. Where's the fucking Rambler? La Rambla. Yes. I think that I was about here. I think. Guess. Woohoo! I was 1.4 kilometers away. I was on the right road though. I was just a bit further down the road. Boom! Did you see that? Did you see me lips move? Brilliant. The only thing I'm short of is Spain. Has to be Barcelona. Yeah, had to be Barcelona. So there you go. It was actually on the Ramblas de Catalunya. Do you know what? Actually, yeah, that's right, because that has got roads either side of it. And yeah, if we'd gone along there, I think that's and then just up from that road. So you got Diagonal here. This is the big road, diagonal road that goes through Barcelona, and you've got a couple of Gaudi things here, I think, as well. There's a couple of Gaudi buildings. Anyway, so should we do the next one? What you're saying in the chat? Flipping heck. He likes to faff, or Graham. I do like to faff. Hold the shift key and press the minus key to zoom out of your web page. No, it wasn't that. It was the cropping on OBS. So it wasn't the web page as well. Okay, you ready? You ready to go? You ready to rock and roll? Let's go. Okay, last one. Oh God, South America, almost certainly, or Central America. Let's have a look over here. Aviso Municipal, Ordinance, Escarbusera, Mata, Prohibited. Okay. Louis Ernest. I mean, I'm feeling La Paz. This is very La Paz-y. This feels like La Paz, the capital of Bolivia. I might be wrong, but the mountains around the edges there is feeling very La Paz. Let's have a look. What have we got here? Trans Copacabana, Esmeralda there. Oh, don't forget, this doesn't have to necessarily be. This doesn't necessarily have to be El Dorado. Oh, look, Bolivia. Come on, it's got to be Bolivia. It's got to be Bolivia. It doesn't necessarily have to be the capital, but I do think it is. Bolivar, yeah. Bolivia. I mean, come on. It might not be, because don't forget the official title of Venezuela is the Bolivarian Republic. Oh, hang on, La Paz. Look, it's got on the front. It's got on the front of this bus. Look, you can see there. See that Z? That says La Paz. That says La Paz. If this isn't La Paz, I'll eat me bloody hat. Right, let's go into the map here. Straight into Bolivia, and there's Sucre, the other capital, and there's La Paz. I'm going to zoom in on La Paz, and I think that probably I'm around. Where am I? I think maybe I'm around here by the park Urbanan. All right, I think I'm around there. Oh, not bad. 4.4 kilometers. Correct country, correct city, every time. Look at that. 3 out of 3. Thank you. That deserves a super chat, doesn't it? No? Okay. There's a world championship at this. I might practice and go for it. Quick, 20 seconds. Go on, give Time Guesser a go. No, it's free, no account needed. What is Time Guesser? I've not done Time Guesser before. Is this like an entertaining game that we can play? I have got things to do, you know. Online game, Time Guesser. Test your geography knowledge and your. So we're going to play this together. I've never played this before. This is for Stacker Noob. Time Guesser. Okay, so daily, I guess. It has an app. No, I don't care about the app. Okay, what do we do? Time Guesser. Do not consent. Do not consent for anything. What do you have to do? You have to place your pin on the map for 1962. I mean, oh, you got to guess where it is and what time it is from the picture. Okay, well, we've got the Olympics there. Well, this is interesting. So you got the Olympics. We're in Italy. Italy with the Olympics. Looking at this grand. Porter. So you got to sort out where you are and when you are. We've got this time slider here. Sortie, exit, Oscan Station, Metro, Underground Station, Porter, Mechanica. Does that give it away? Does that? You just get this one picture. Is this it? You just get this one picture. Oh, that's not very helpful. What about this? What about this guy selling things? So we're going to go for Italy. Where in Italy though? Little Italian cars, and they've got an Olympic sign up. 88. So I'm going to go with it being 1988 because the sign literally says 88 on it. For the Olympics, and I'm guessing that's the. What's it called? Olympics. Olympics. There's no time on this, is there? That makes it a bit easier. Less of a panic. Olympics 1988. Winter Olympics, I guess. Calgary. Okay, no, that's not the right place, is it? Let me have a look. Here. Olympics. Maybe it was a bid. It was a bid for the Olympics, 1988. Not the Winter Olympics. Why are you looking at the winter? Summer Olympics were held in Seoul. Oh, I remember them. But then there would have been a bid. Seoul Olympics was the second. The bids were the host city selection. Below was the vote for that occurred at the Olympic Committee. The bidding. It doesn't look like there was a bid from anywhere in Italy. 1988 Olympics bid. Yeah, Google with me. Bids for the 1988 the Winter Olympics. Okay. It's Cortina de Ampezzo in Italy. We're going for that. So it's in the top right of the country in it. So let's go for that, and let's see what they were. The selection was made in 1981. So let's go for 1980 because this is a bid. This is obviously they didn't hold the Olympics there, so this is the Olympic bid, and I'm guessing that's actually the name of the place under there. Let's do this funky monkey. So 1980, and then we're going to look on the map here. We'll zoom into Europe, and here, where are we looking for? Cortino. There you go. They've actually got the Winter Olympics in 2026. There you go. Okay, so that's it, and then I'm going to go make guess. See what happens. You were 8 years off, and I was wrong in the location. Oh, it was Milan. Okay, so they were just advertising for some other cities Winter Olympics, and it was 88. Okay, I did actually put 1988 as the original time, and then I thought I'd be clever and think, well, they must have put a bid in for 88, but obviously not. So failed there. Okay, so thanks everyone who's helping me out there with the Olympics and the time. Let's see if we can do better this time. What the actual living fuck is this? That's 2026, and it's in this gobshite fucking place in Washington. Where do the gobshites live in Washington? There's the capital, so there's fucking military Arlington fucking cemetery. That's where Trump's going to build his big fucking his big twat burger. He's going to build his big arch there, isn't he? Smithsonian, the Ellipse. There you go, the White House. There you go. Got it spot on. Your guess was 77 meters from the correct location. Okay, cool. Right, next up. Ooh, this is an interesting one. So it's got to be during the war. Look at those. The thing they've got on their hats there. Let's look at what have they got. What have they got what you got in your hat there, lad? He doesn't look happy. Obviously getting off a train. Well, they've got off this ship and they're getting on a train. Obviously during wartime. 12/17. I don't think that's the date. This guy's got a pair of white shoes on. He's looking quite snazzy there. When would this be? We need some military experts. Is that Singapore? I don't know. NZ, so they're from New Zealand. I was thinking Canada, so these may be Anzac troops here. I was thinking Anzacs by their hats. They look like Anzac hats. So yeah, New Zealand, Australia, core. Looking at these bags of stuff, you each get a bag of stuff. Cavalry. Just say laundry on the side. No, I think it says cavalry. Korean War. Why do you think it's Korean War? I think it's more likely to be World War 1 or 2. 2D. Oh, let's see what they're wearing. Those hats. That badge on the hat. Let's do some googling. Anzac World War One hat with badge. Let's have a look. A slouch hat. They were called a slouch hat. No, they're not wearing slouch hats. Cavalry, it says. They're not the hats they're wearing. Let's see if there's a World War II hat. Do they still wearing those hats? No. A slouch hat has one side up on one side. It's a bit weird. It's like this. It's like this. More news. Jersey approves assisted dying law. Oh, that's cool. I think they're definitely Aussie troops. I don't know. Those hats don't look right for Aussies. I think it might be Canada. World War II hat with badge. Okay. No, actually, it might not be Canada. Oh, it looks a bit mounty, doesn't it? Their hats look a bit mounty. Let's see if a Canada World War One hat with badge. No, it's a maple leaf. That's definitely not a maple leaf, is it? I mean, if anything, that looks like a fucking hammer and sickle, doesn't it? It's not. It's not a hammer and sickle. No, it's a New Zealand World War II hat. Ooh, is it? Okay, well that makes it quite interesting. So let me have a look. New Zealand. What do you reckon? New Zealand World War II. Okay, which will make sense as they have as they do have NZ badge. Actually, the New Zealand badge on the hat looks like it does say NZ on the hat, whereas that doesn't say, like, it looks like it says NZ. It looks like it's a, I don't know, bronze cap badge. Oh, I suppose if it was, all right, okay, maybe that's like the leaf across it. Hat called the lemon squeezer. Lemon squeezer. This is interesting. Oh, there we go. World War II, New Zealand lemon squeezer. Okay. So then, okay, we'll zoom out. So are they leaving? Are they leaving or are they arriving? Let's go for, this is World War II, right? Is that right? It's a World War II thing. So let's hang on a second. New Zealand World War II troops. I've got leaving Auckland. Yeah. New Zealand's in the war. Yeah, troops leaving. Can't find that specific picture. Okay, let's just put New Zealand World War troops, ports, train, depart, and there we have the very, very similar picture of New Zealand during the war, but it's not as good as that one. I could just do a reverse image search, couldn't I? I don't know. Right, I'm just gonna have to give a guess at 1939 because that was the year the war started. Being mobilised, and I'm gonna just go for Wellington. Auckland. Auckland Harbour. Let's just say they were here on the Queen's Wharf. Why not? Okay, let's go. Oh no! It was Wellington. God damn it! But it was 1940. Do you know what? There's a part of me thinking actually we should probably put 1940. But there you go. Definitely leaving. They're facing the boat queuing. Yeah. Did they join that early? Yeah. Well, they're part of British Empire at the time, weren't they? Kind of. Okay, should we do another one? This is quite fun. Next round. Okay, let's have a look at this. So, Patterson, Zucons and Sons. We have, looks like Africa. We've got GERIA Limited, which makes me think Nigeria. So we are in Nigeria, I think. Most likely to be... Where would we be? Yeah, we've got a BP place there. We've got Marbolette, Royal Enfield motorbikes. Oh, cool. Guys sitting around. This looks very 70s to me. This looks very 70s. Nigeria. So let's go for 1973. And we will zoom in on Lagos. Let's just go to Lagos. Might be wrong. I might be right. Where can we go in Lagos? Oh shit! Sorry. Golf course. Let's go here. Let's just on this road here. Let's just say there. All right. Let's do it. Make a guess. We're 11 years off. It's actually 1962, and it wasn't. I got the right country. It was actually Nigeria, but it wasn't Lagos. It was actually it was Ibadan. It was, my friends, Ibadan. But not bad. A television van on the left. Yeah, it was. Right, next one. Take care, sniper. Okay, well, we know where this is going to be, don't we? It's going to be Berlin, almost certainly Berlin. So let's just put the pointer down in Berlin, on the bridge across the river. There, it's a little footbridge, so just a little bridge, a little footbridge across the river. There you go. That'll do. Let's do this bridge here. So that's where I think it is. And what year? Well, the Berlin Wall went up in, what, 62? Was it? 35 Deutschmarks, so definitely Germany. Take care, sniper, so definitely Berlin. Black and white, let's say 63. Should we say 63? What are you saying in the chat? 1988? What? 1976. I mean, how do we know? They've got traffic lights. Okay, let me just look. When did Berlin get traffic lights? There we go. History of they got the first traffic lights in 1924. Okay, all right. So yeah, not that doesn't help us very much, but definitely Berlin, definitely during the Cold War. Let's go for 64. 30 years off. It was Sarajevo. Oh my God, miles away, and the wrong place and the wrong time and everything. I saw DM, I thought Deutschmarks, and obviously that wasn't what it was saying. But there you go. Siege of Sarajevo. Oh man, Anonymous got that one. I should have hung on. Anyway, so I got 0 for the year there. I got a little bit for the location, even though it was completely the wrong country. But you know. You got to fail at one point, haven't you? 30 years. Oh God, how embarrassing. Okay, final score. 35,166. I did quite well until that last one, which I really royally fucked up because I just decided it was Berlin. 1994, I was close, says Nick and Diff. Not Germany, I thought Bosnia. Yeah, sorry everyone for letting you all down so badly, but don't forget, before I let all you down, I let myself down really badly. Why does my face look so flat? Stop making my face look flat. Lighting, look very flat lighting today. Let's see if we can just sort that out. Oh God, now I look like I'm in a film noir. There you go. Ooh, okay, that looks all right, I guess. I'm really not liking the fucking temperature of this camera. Come on, give me. I'm looking blue now. Look, it's. Oh my god, I can't believe how little there is of actual white. It goes from straight from like yellow to blue with nothing in between. There you go. I'll warm myself up a little bit. Just like the balloon boy at the balloon school. Yeah. You let me down. You let the school down. But most of all, you let yourself down. Can we turn this into a regular game on the show? That was fun. Maybe. Graham getting down with the kids. Oh, getting down with the kids. Okay, so I'm gonna bugger off now. And get on with my day. I think. Bloody hell! I said I was going to do a bumper show, and I didn't expect it to be quite this bumper. The carers are going to be back in a minute, so I'm gonna have to go to attend to things here in Liverpool. But if you are having fun, whatever you're doing today, I think. You should play the Geo game on your own so you can concentrate and let us know your score after. Bet you'll be amazing at it. Yeah, but you wouldn't know. And sometimes I'll look up, like if I need to look up where the place is. And you know, that's fair enough, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to be back in. I'm going to be back. I might do a show tonight. It just depends what happens. I've got a lot of organisational stuff to do. I'm going away on Tuesday next week back to the island in Panama. I've got 4 weeks there through that pretty much the whole of March. So I've got a lot of stuff sorted for that. But if I can do a show this evening at 6 o'clock, I may very well do a show tonight at 6 o'clock for one of our friends of the channel. So look out for that. Please, like I say, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed and hit the bell notification. We do have quite an important by-election. I'm either going to pick up the pieces tomorrow, where I'll talk about what the results are, or I might even do a show at 4 in the morning when the results come in. Depends what happens. If the results are getting juicy and there's a recount, I might come down and do that. So yeah, laters, says Nick and Diff. And yeah, tomorrow we've got in the morning we have got the morning brew. Then we've got the thing on the agenda with me and Phil, which will be interesting depending on what happens in this fucking by-election. And then in the evening we've got the Friday night social, and I might stay on just past midnight if everyone's up for that, and then I'll officially be 47. As you watch the show, you'll see me age in real time. Like the guy who drinks from the wrong cup in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Okay, my friends, thanks for watching. Give us a like on the way out. We always like a like on this channel. And until next time, I'll just say hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.